to show you guys exactly how you deal with the copper, because the first thing the copper is going to do, he's going to come up and want your license, your registration, and proof of insurance.
Shut up!
Yes, ma'am. I don't
How is everybody? What's going on?
You.
Hit the like button real quick. I just want to go over a few things because there's so many different things going on in the world right now.
I want you to have everything
but that's not what's going to affect you the most.
Laminate a copy of your driver's license front and back,
world
your insurance and registration card, put it on a laminated slip, and it goes inside your trifold above your visor. Use the touchdown position.
Even
hand
still,
goes on the seat over here as you film.
Those
this hand
things
goes
are
up,
not going to
grabs
affect
the trifold, your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
Life
everything that you do with the cop, you show the camera first.
It's just
what's the first thing you do when you see a copper?
If you allowed yourself to be emotionally hijacked,
if you film like this, you hold your hands up in the touchdown position. Then when copper
may
pulls
have
you over,
lost
reach up, grab your
yourself. You may have
trifold,
lost
your
your
laminated
bearing.
driver's license,
Everybody
proof of
hit
registration,
the
insurance.
like
Right there,
button.
cop
If you
says,
would please hit the
"Hey,
like button."
can I get your driver's license, registration, proof of
Remember,
insurance?" You pull it down,
there's
and
a
you hand
formula
it to him.
that
There
the
it is.
media
Now he has
uses.
my license, registration,
There's a
proof of
very
insurance.
simple
He
formula.
says, "Hey, where are you going?"
First of all, what they do is they don't hide what their intentions are. They have a plan.
Now you
they've
grab
had a
your
plan the
trifold out
whole
the
time.
top, you
And
point
now
at the
that you
trifold where it
get
says, "I plead
emotionally
the Fifth
hijacked,
Amendment," you show
then
it
they
to the cop
go,
and you say, "I plead
here's
the
the
Fifth
plan
Amendment,
we
officer."
have. And because you've lost your bearing, we see the images of the killing of the youth, and we see the dance paratroopers are coming down, and we see all these things. We see, and remember, the people who want you to see those images are making sure that you see those images. And now it's perfectly humane to turn the water off to 2 million people.
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right.
Did 2 million people do it? I don't think so. However, it still does not affect
showed it to the camera.
your
This footage is going to go to the
life
judge when
as
I
much
sue you.
as the cops
As soon as
do
I
in
hand him
America.
this, where are you coming from? Where are you going?
Forget about the political
Who'd
hijacking
you date
going
when you
on
were in
here in
11th
America.
grade?
They're going to arrest
Eat
one of the
my
political
shorts,
candidates running for
copper.
president.
Stop
Pay no
harassing
mind
me.
to that.
I've already invoked
Pay
my
no
Fifth Amendment
mind
right. I have a
to
right
that.
to counsel if you're
You
going to
have no
question me.
consumer
You don't
protection
see my lawyer
agency.
here with me,
Pay
do
no
you?
mind that the cashless bail system in New York is not because they want to make sure it's easier for everybody. The cashless bail system in New York is set up because they arrest people for jaywalking. They arrest people for shoplifting. They arrest people for domestic assault. What happened? He pushed me. Oh, did he? He did. He pushed me. There's no marks. There's no bruising, but he pushed me.
When you are arrested,
they are emotionally hijacking you.
So-called
they're showing you images to get you disheveled, and then they're saying, there's the bad guy, everybody.
Why?
Do no research. Remember last year in 2021, 2020, do your own research was shunned.
Anything that you
do
say,
your own research.
They will find a way
Trust
to work
the experts.
to use it against you or someone else.
Why are you doing your own research? They showed you the images in Israel. They showed you all those people had been slaughtered.
As a citizen,
now
shut the hell up.
It's checkers. Just
questions to
jump
cops.
the other guy, kill everybody, blow up everything.
You don't have YouTube.
And don't think about that you can get arrested for jaywalking. Don't think about that you don't have any freedom here in America. Think about what's going on in Ukraine. Think about what's going on in Israel. Don't think that you can't drive your car past midnight in any small town in America without some jackboot thug pig pulling you over. Don't think about that. Think about the evil going on in the Middle East. Those are evil people.
Thanks to the media,
don't look into it any further. They showed you all you need to see. Don't do your own research.
You're a criminal.
Do not dig into that. Don't look at that.
To get around the law, and nothing could be further from the truth.
It's just amazing to me how
really
easily
don't understand
people are
manipulated, especially young people.
It's so amazing to me how easily
you don't talk to coppers
with some images and then some words and then here's the leadership and now let's just kill everybody, and it's justified. I saw this morning, I saw a bunch of U.S. Marines getting onto a giant airplane to fly off. I'm imagining either to Ukraine or to Israel. So in either one of those situations, let me help you out. We don't belong there. That's not our fight. We don't belong there. I'll say it right now with people watching. I call for peace.
Do you have any weapons in the car?
We should not get involved in wars around the world. We are already the world police.
Patrick
if you
denies
allowed
the officer's
yourself
consent to
to
search
get
his vehicle, and
emotionally
without
hijacked
consent, in order to search a car,
and
an officer
refuse
needs
to do any
probable
more
cause that you've
research,
committed some crime
then
other than
that's
the
on
traffic
you.
violation. But
If
in
you
this case, there
refuse
is
to
no
look
probable cause,
at what's
and it appears
really
as though
going
the
on,
officer
I
extends
can't help
the stop
you.
needlessly
If I
to
say
wait for a
anything
canine
that,
unit.
oh,
in
I
the Supreme Court case
unsubscribed,
of Rodriguez v.
I
United
can't have
States,
another
the court
opinion
held
other
that
than
unless
what the
police
mass
have
media
reasonable
and the
suspicion
government
of a
is
crime,
giving us.
it is an
Here's your
unconstitutional
narrative.
seizure for them to extend a
You
legal
are
traffic
given
stop
a
in
narrative.
order to
Here
conduct
are the
a dog
good guys,
sniff. A
here
freer
are the
sniff at
bad
a
guys.
traffic
That's
stop
what
is
you're
considered
getting
a
right
search
now.
within the Fourth
Here's
Amendment,
the good
and
guys,
that requires probable
here's the
cause.
bad guys.
But the police cannot use a drug
Are you
dog to
thinking
obtain
about
that
traveling
probable
with your
cause unless they
trifle? Are you
already
thinking
have
about making
reasonable
sure that you
suspicion.
don't get
The officer's
arrested and go to
authority to
jail?
hold you up at your
Because
vehicle
that's our
ends once their
reality.
tasks tied to
Our
the traffic
reality
stop
is
are
that we
or
live in a
reasonably
police state,
should have
prison
been
state, death
finished.
state.
And now, nearly 10
Instead,
minutes later,
the
a
powers
canine
that
unit
be want to
arrives.
distract you, emotionally hijack you. Here's the good guys, here's the bad guys. This is why we have to do this. This is why this has to be done like this. We have got to allow total destruction. If we don't allow total destruction, this is just going to keep happening. Well, why is it happening though? How come that happened? I mean, I'm just asking. You know, I know you're going to unsubscribe. I can't ever say an opinion. I'm going to unsubscribe. I don't agree with what you said. What'd I say? I said, why did that happen? Why did it happen? How come it happened?
You got to get used to mincing the words you use.
There's a very
because
famous
they're trying to mince words with you
woman,
to arrest
a
you,
very
steal
famous
your car,
killing
kidnap you,
in America,
and put
in
you
Boston.
in a frickin' dungeon.
I can't
As
remember
if
the
we
name of the
needed
woman. I don't.
another example
You guys will remember this.
to
In
be
Boston
quiet
in
when the cops are asking
1961,
questions. Stop saying
1967.
anything. Take the fifth.
A 21-year-old black
right
woman
to be silent and to not incriminate
and
yourself.
two other
Go
guys,
ahead and
they
use it.
killed a Boston
And this is
cop.
just one
The
example
cop pulled
where
him
when
over
a cop
and they killed the
asks you a
Boston cop.
question,
Then that
be
black woman, she
quiet.
fled to Cuba.
Zip your lips.
She's still in Cuba to
Say
this day.
Nothing
A lot of you guys will know this. I don't have to.
Don't give them. You don't have to
The
give them a
audience
bad
is smart.
attitude.
You
Don't
guys
have
are
to
not
cuss them out.
stupid. Everybody
you
here's
definitely
got a
don't
brain.
have to answer questions.
You can
One of the
do
first
your own
things he's going
research.
to tell you when he gets
So
into
this
gets you into
21-year-old
custody,
black
according
girl,
to the Miranda rights,
at
is
21,
the very first
I'm
thing
49,
you have the right.
21, she's a
you
black
have the
girl.
unalienable
She's a girl,
right to remain
and
silent.
she killed a cop.
If you don't use it,
And I
it's
think they
going
did
to
it.
work against you.
And so
Any word
you guys,
that comes
you guys
out of your
remember
mouth
what her
will
name
be
was?
grabbed by the
5
tyrant
points for anybody who can
officer,
remember her name.
and it will
Hit the
be
like
used
button.
to
I'm going to
prove
ramble
that
for a
you're
few minutes and then
criminal
I'm going to
and
get
that
into
they
what
are
I want
here.
to talk about. But
Listen to this.
this 21-year-old girl killed
When was the
a
last
cop
time you
in
smoked any
Boston.
weed?
She's still on the FBI's top 10 most wanted
That's.
list. And when I was doing my own research,
I don't know if that was the answer
I'm
to the
such a
question I
moron
asked.
for doing my own research.
And I don't feel like
right?
it was truthful.
I had this resounding question in my head.
So,
and it was,
so when you're like,
why does a
let me think of an
21-year-old
answer.
girl kill a dude?
Because I get lied to for a living, I immediately knew that
that's
you
a
were
fair
being
question, right?
untruthful.
How many
up.
21-year-olds
last time
do
you
you
smoked?
know that are wanting to kill people? I don't know very many 21-year-old
Right, I'm
people
gonna give that to you
who
there.
want to kill people.
What's the
And this 21-year-old black girl, they killed a cop in Boston, then she took off to Cuba. She still lives there to this day. And the Cubans won't
What's he saying?
deport her.
I've got
She's
THC in my
deep in
system.
Cuba
Go
somewhere.
ahead and test me because
And so I
I'm going to be
asked,
guilty.
why did she kill
I wish
that
that wasn't
cop?
true.
So then
I
what
wish
I
this
did
wasn't
is I
my
started
business.
to research her life.
I really wish
started
that
to
I had
dig
no
into her
trifle
life
business
and find out
where I
about
didn't sell
her
trifle
and
to
why
make a
she
living,
killed that
because
Boston
so many
cop.
people
And I
didn't
think
have
they
to
did
worry
it.
about
I
their
think they
rights
killed
being
her.
violated.
Everybody
And
has
so
got to have
you
a
find
trifold
out
in your
that they
car.
did the killing
You have to have a
in the
trifold in
1960s.
every
Does anybody
single
remember the
car
name?
that
I
you
don't have my
have.
glasses on.
Your biggest
So, you
problem
say,
are the police in
why in the
America.
world would a
You should have my
21-year-old girl wanna
trifold
kill a
in your
cop?
car.
Well, when
You
you
should
do the
plead the
research,
fifth
you find
immediately.
out
You should
that
know
the
every
girl
single
had
word
witnessed the
on this
cops
trifold.
come into her
You should
neighborhood,
learn the law
kill her
and
cousin,
know the law.
You
You
beat up
can
her
get the
friends,
trifold on
put their knee
DeleteLawz.com.
in her uncle's
Go to
chest. He said, I
DeleteLawz.com.
can't
I have a
breathe.
$9
Put him in the
version that you
hospital.
print
He
at
had a
home.
heart attack. All
called the
these
digital
things
trifold.
that
And
went
then I got
on
one
in
I
her
sell for
life,
$30
and
that
eventually
comes on
the
this fancy-ass
culmination of
paper.
all the
And then
things
I
that
give you this
happened,
broccoli
the
water
cops
van.
going into that
And you keep
neighborhood and
everything
just
in there.
decimating
Everybody
the black
should have a
community.
trifold
And this, I think it was
in your car.
61 or 67.
If you,
I can't remember the
your
year.
biggest
But anyway,
problem are the
point
cops.
is, I started to ask, ask, why did she do that? Come to find out, after enough, She had enough.
Show you guys exactly
and she did what she did.
Deal with the copper,
and I don't endorse that. I don't endorse the killing of any cops. I don't endorse killing anybody. So it's so funny in today's world. If you have an opinion about something, then you endorse that. No, I don't. I don't endorse Hamas attacking people at a rave. I don't endorse that. I don't endorse killing innocent people. I don't endorse that. I denounce it. I disavow it. I think it's so wrong.
Your insurance and registration
I disagree with it. What Hamas did, killing all those.
Above your visor. Use the touchdown position. Hand goes on the seat.
They tried to emotionally hijack me.
Goes up,
tried to pull me off my center.
Your driver's
Look at
license,
these
registration,
images.
proof of insurance. Everything
thirsting them to death is justified. Raising Gaza,
when you see a
justified.
Copper, you start
kill everybody.
Hands, look at my hands.
And since I'm emotionally hijacked, I'm going to go, yeah, just kill them all.
Then when your copper pulls you over, reach up, grab your trifold, your laminated driver's license, proof of registration, insurance,
and I say,
right there, cop says, hey, can I get your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance? You pull it down and hand it to him. There it is.
Why did that happen?
My license, registration, proof of insurance.
Why am I
seeing
20-something-year-old men go in and attack innocent Israeli
now
citizens?
Now you grab your trifold out the top.
I'm Jewish.
At the trifold
my last name, DeCastro, put it in Google, is a Jewish surname. I'm of Jewish descent. 7 generations ago, my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather jumped in the boat in Portugal, dove into the bottom of the boat, and fled Portugal when they were executing Jews. This is my story. So he fled Portugal. 3 generations later, my family converted to Catholicism. 7 generations later, hola, me llamo Jose Maria de Castro. I still have a Jewish surname. I still come from Ashkenazi Jews.
This footage is going to go to the judge when I sue you.
So
as soon as I hand him this,
I can't
where
help
are you coming from?
You know,
where are you going?
Because of my heritage and what I saw, you know, I started to say, because I study American history.
Stop harassing
I had no idea about the Balfour
my Fifth Amendment right. I have a right to counsel if you're going to question me. You don't
Balfour,
see my lawyer here with me, do you?
I still haven't even read it yet. I just got educated
Hey folks,
on it yesterday.
welcome back. Just a few
But
words
I started
about the
to
Fifth Amendment,
ask
in particular
that
taking the
question.
Fifth or pleading
I started
the
to
Fifth
ask
when
the
you
question.
go to court, for example.
Why
There's
did
a lot
this
of facets
happen?
to the Fifth Amendment, but in particular
How
we're
come?
focusing on your right
I
to
wanted
basically
to
shut your
know
mouth.
the reason why.
Effectively, and
Why-
quoting it directly.
Why
no person shall be compelled
is
in any criminal
Hamas
case to be
attacking
against himself.
innocent
What the
people
hell
in
does that
Israel?
mean? It means shut your mouth because the
The
law says
innocent
that you
people
can't.
didn't do it.
When you are arrested,
However, as I
Anyone ever been
dug
arrested,
into
really
my
arrested?
research,
They-
I did
they-
my
they
own
so-called
research.
Miranda
You
What does the
moron!
Miranda
How could
statement
you
say?
do your own research? Remember
it says
that?
you have the right to
Don't do
what?
your own
You have the
research
right to
on the-
remain silent.
Just
Why?
take it.
Because anything
it's
you
good
say
for you.
can
Dancing
and
syringes.
will be used
So as I
against
started
you
to
in a
do
court
my
of law.
research, what I started
your
to
Fifth
find
Amendment.
out were things
Anything
I
that
didn't
you
want to
say,
see.
They will
Because
find a way
I
to
come
work it
from
in
Jews. I'm
to use
Jewish.
it against you or
There's
someone
Jew in
else.
me.
Fifth
So
Amendment
I started
says
to see and hear
because
things
that can
on
and
all
likely
these
will
different
happen. You
from
have
all
a right
these different
as a
people, and I
citizen
started to
to
say,
shut the hell up.
wait a minute.
Do not
Wait a
answer
minute.
questions to cops.
Maybe we should
wrong with
not
you?
so
You
openly
don't have
endorse
YouTube? You
turning
don't have
off the
TikTok, you don't
water
have
to 2
Instagram, you
million
don't have
people.
Facebook, you haven't seen
Maybe I
that
don't
once
agree
you
with
start
that.
to back and forth
I'm
with the
not
couple, you're
saying
gonna go
I
to
endorse
jail.
what Hamas did. I don't.
They're gonna bound you up
I'm
like this. Your
freaking
arms gonna be
Jewish. I
sticking
come
out.
from Jewish blood in me. Okay.
Who's that guy on
I
YouTube
do
I was
not
talking about?
endorse
No, don't talk to cops.
watching
I was gonna talk my
innocent
way out of
Israeli people get
I know
slaughtered,
I'm
and
going
they
to
were
jail.
innocent. They were not involved in what the leadership
Unfortunately,
of the
there's
Israeli
a stigma
people
surrounding pleading
have
the Fifth,
been
taking
doing
the Fifth, because
for
thanks to
decades.
the media, it's
And
assumed by
decades.
most people that when you take
I
the Fifth
did
Amendment,
not
plead the Fifth
know
Amendment,
the things I
that
knew
you're
2
guilty.
days ago. You notice I
You're
haven't
a
been
criminal,
live. I
that
haven't been talking.
Pleading the Fifth is something
Because
that criminals
until
do
I
to
have
get
the
around the
base
law.
of information,
And nothing can be
I got
further from
nothing
the
to
truth.
say.
People,
I'm not going to
unfortunately,
spout off ignorance
really
just because
don't
I have a
understand what it is
platform.
and
I'm not
what it
going to
means,
do
especially
it.
young people,
So I've
because
spent the
civics
last
isn't
2
taught in schools
days
anymore.
I want
just
people to learn.
researching
You don't talk to
why
coppers.
this
You don't
happened.
talk to coppers. Are
Why
you listening
did
to what I'm
this
saying to you?
happen?
Cop pulls you over.
How could you
trifle
go to
comes
a
out from the
rave and
trifle,
kill
boom, and it
people?
says, I plead the
What's
Fifth.
wrong
You show
with you,
your camera,
right?
I plead the Fifth. You give the copper your little trifold. This is I
Come
plead
to
the Fifth.
find
This is where you go,
out-
and you say,
Come
I
to
plead the
find
Fifth.
out
It says it on the trifold.
that
Cop says,
the
"Can I search your
people
car?"
who
Sure, you
did
can
the
search my car. Go
madness
ahead. He starts to search it.
have
I
been
revoke
driven
consent.
mad
It's on my trifold.
by
United
being
States
put
versus Williams. I
into a
revoke
prison
consent.
For
There's not enough
decades.
drug dogs to get there
Whoa!
in time.
Hey,
And they
hey!
violate
Don't blame
Rodriguez
me.
versus
I didn't do
United
it.
States 2015.
I didn't do it.
So, fair enough.
Before
Do you have
you
anything
say I'm
illegal in the car?
anti-Semitic, I'm
Nope.
freaking Jewish.
Okay. Do you have any weapons in the car? Nope. You would consent to search your car?
I don't
Nope.
agree
Yeah.
with killing people.
All right.
I don't go like, oh, Hamas killed those
Patrick
Jews.
denies the
Yay!
officer's
No,
consent to
no,
search his
no,
vehicle, and without
no,
consent,
I
in
do
order
not
to search
agree
a
to
car,
killing
an officer needs
innocent
probable
women
cause that you have committed
dancing at a
some crime
rave.
other than
No.
the traffic violation.
But when I
in this
saw
case,
it,
there is no
the
probable
first thing I
cause,
thought
and it
is,
appears
what does
as
the
though the
media try
officer
to do?
extends the stop
Take you
needlessly
off your
to wait
emotional
for a canine
base.
unit. In the Supreme
Debase
Court
you,
case of Rodriguez
so that
v.
you're
United
just this
States,
walking ball
the
of
court held that
emotions.
unless police have reasonable suspicion of a
And
crime, it is an
once they debase
unconstitutional
you
seizure for them to extend
and
a
hijack
legal
your
traffic
emotional
stop in order
spirit,
to conduct
now
a dog
anything
sniff.
they
A
plug
freer
into
sniff
you
at
is
a
a
traffic
yes.
stop is considered
Remember
a search
George
within
W.
the Fourth
Bush?
Amendment, and that
We're
requires
gonna go in there and
probable
get those
cause,
weapons
but the
of
police
mass
cannot
destruction.
use a drug dog
You got
to
up on
obtain
top of
that
that
probable
rubble.
cause
Remember
unless
that?
they
That was
already
emotional
have reasonable
hijacking.
suspicion.
We
The
saw the
officer's
Trade
authority
Centers.
to
It was
hold
my
you up
birthday,
at your
by the way,
vehicle
September
ends once
11th.
their tasks tied to the traffic stop
You think
are
I
or
endorse the
reasonably
bombing of the
should have
World
been
Trade
finished.
Centers? I
And now,
don't.
nearly
Oh
10
my
minutes
God.
later, a canine
Right?
unit arrives.
It was my birthday. I woke up crying because
Hey, man, I'm
number one, all those people were dead, and then number two, it happened on my freaking birthday. So I was like, oh man, this is terrible. And then when I saw George Bush get up on that big tall stack of rubble and be like, we're gonna go in there and get those guys, the weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, I started to go, wait a minute, hold on a second, slow down. Why did this happen? And that's what I've done in this with this thing as well. Why did this happen?
We've got helicopters.
And if we don't take a good hard look at the people in leadership, the people in leadership here in America are a part of what's going on over there in Israel. What do you mean?
They're trying
Well,
to
what I
mince words
mean
with
is,
you to arrest you,
all
steal your
those
car,
missiles,
kidnap
all
you,
those
and put
bombs,
you in a frickin' dungeon.
we use
As
Israel,
if
the
we
United
needed
States, and
another
this is what I've learned
example
the last couple days. I'm
to
still
be
super ignorant.
quiet
Remember,
when
I'm a
the cops are
constitutional
asking
law guy.
questions.
I've studied American
Stop saying
history,
anything.
the 13
Take the
colonies, the
fifth. You have an
foundation,
unalienable
everything,
right to
the
be
Columbian
silent and to not
experience, go back to
incriminate
Pope
yourself.
Nicholas
Go
VI,
ahead
the
and use it.
palpable.
And this is just
All
one
these things that
example
I've
where
studied.
when a cop
None of those
asks you a
things are
question,
international
be
war. None of those things are
quiet.
international politics.
Zip your
I'm learning
lip.
every
Say
day, every
nothing
hour.
at
I'm
all.
watching new videos
Don't
and I'm
give
learning
him.
new
You don't have to give
information.
him a bad attitude. Don't have to cuss
That's
him
what I'm
out.
doing,
You
'cause I
definitely
don't know.
have to answer questions. One of the
And
first
what I
things
have
he's going to tell you when
found
he gets
so far
into
is
get you into
beyond
custody,
disturbing.
according to the Miranda rights, is the very
And
first
you
thing.
should
You
look
have
into
the
it as
right.
well.
You have the unalienable right.
You should look
to
into it as
remain
well. There's a guy
silent.
named
If
Norman
you don't use it,
Finkelstein.
it's going to work
Norman
against
Finkelstein.
you.
Norman
Any
Finkelstein,
word that comes
both
out
of
of your
his
mouth
parents
will be
were in a
grabbed by the
concentration
tyrant
camp in World War
officer,
II.
and it will
I
be
can't remember if they
used
died in the
to
concentration
prove
camp
that
or
you're
not,
a criminal
but that's
and that they
Norman's
are here.
reality.
Listen to
And
this.
then Norman Finkelstein, another
Okay.
Jew,
When was the last time you
wrote
smoked any weed?
books for 4 decades
I don't smoke.
on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. That's what he did.
I don't know if that was the
And
answer
so
to the question
what
I
I've
asked.
done is I've started
And I don't
to
feel like it was
delve into
truthful.
his writings and into what he teaches.
pen, but I don't
And
There we
then
go.
I saw
Okay,
him on the
see,
Jimmy
so-
Dore show, and I already knew who he was from
when you're
doing
like,
just 2 seconds of research
let me think
on
of an answer.
Israel-Palestinian conflict.
Because I get lied to
And
for a
I
living,
found
I
out
immediately knew that you were
he
being
is a
knowingly
Jew.
untruthful.
Shut up.
More Jew
was the last
than
time
I
you
am because
smoked?
he actually has the nose and
2.5
it
hours
fucks
ago.
with the mud, you know.
Right, I'm gonna give that to you there.
And he said
What's the
that
what's
what
the percentage
what
of your
the Israeli
vape?
leadership has done, not the innocent people who were slaughtered, the Israeli leadership, what they
What's
have
he saying?
done
I've got
is
THC
they've
in my system.
created
Go ahead
a
and test me
system
because
of
I'm going to be
absolute
guilty.
oppression.
I wish that wasn't true.
I'm not
I wish this
endorsing what
wasn't my
Hamas
business.
did. Okay.
I really wish that
I'm
I
just
had
telling
no
you what I'm
trifold
learning
business.
here.
Where I
Because
didn't sell
as you guys know, I'm a
to make a
research
living
fanatic.
because so many people
Like,
didn't have to
I
worry
can't
about their
help it.
rights
It's an
being
addiction
violated.
for me. Everybody has got to And have so, a trifold in your car. I think you have to have a
all need to
trifold
take a
in
look at
every
what
single
our
car
government
that you have.
is
doing with Israel.
Your biggest problem
and what they're
are the
doing
police
is they're
in
using
America.
Israel.
You should have my
as
trifold
a-
in your car.
A missile
You
weapons
should plead the fifth
testing
immediately.
site.
You should know
That's what
every
they're
single
doing.
word on
And
this trifold. You
At
should
the same
learn
time,
the law
here's
and
what
know
else
the law.
was really
get
the trifold on
stunning,
DeleteLawz.com. Go to
Who do you
DeleteLawz.com. I have a
think
$9
the
version that
number
you print
one
at home
supporter of the
called
Palestinian
a digital
people
trifold.
is?
And
Who
then
do
I
you
got
think
one
is the
myself for
number
$30
one
that comes on
contributor
this fancy
to
ass
the
paper,
Palestinian
and then I
people?
give you this
Who do you think it
is?
rubber band.
Go ahead and put it in the
keep
comments. Who do you
everything in
think
there.
the number
Everybody should
one
have a
funder
trifold in
of
your
the
car.
Palestinian people is? If you,
think it is?
your biggest problem are the
Iran
cops.
is not the right answer.
Who do you think it is? It is not Russia either. Who do you think it is? do you think it is? Nope, no one's got it yet.
Show you guys exactly.
There it is, right
how
there.
deal
You got
with
it
the
right
copper,
there.
Because the first thing
I can't
the
say your name.
copper is gonna
Bichongi.
do, he's
America.
gonna come up and
We are the
want
number
your
one
license, your
financiers
registration, and
of the
proof of
Palestinian
insurance.
people. We give the most money to the Palestinian people. Did you know that? So I found that and I was like, what?
He's gonna want those
No,
three
we don't.
things right away.
We
And so
do.
what I
We
want
give
you
the
to do,
most
I want
money
you to
to
have
the Palestinians
everything
of
ready
any
to
other
go for the
country.
filthy
And it's
copper.
really not
Laminate
close.
a copy of your driver's
So,
license front and
I
back.
started to
your
say-
insurance and registration card. Put it on a laminated slip.
You know,
and
I'm
it
not-
goes
you
inside
know,
your trifold above your visor. Use the
money
touchdown
that you guys
position.
spend
Hand goes
with
on the
me,
seat
I
over here as
spend
you
with other
film.
people.
This hand goes
You guys
up,
buy my
grabs the
trifold,
trifold,
which
your
you
driver's
have
license,
a
registration,
trifold in
proof
their
of
visor,
insurance.
just like I do
Everything
right
that you
here.
do with the copper,
Right
you
there,
show
see I
the
got that- I
camera
got that
first.
visor in my
So what's the
trifold?
first thing you do when you
What
see
I
a copper?
do is
you
when
start
you
recording
guys
and
buy
your
my
hands look at
products,
hands.
I
So if you
spend the
film
money
like this,
to
you hold your
try
hands
to
up in a
make
touchdown
sure
position.
we can
Then
institute
when
change
copper pulls
before
you
I
over,
die.
reach up, grab your trifold, your laminated
And as we saw in
driver's
Israel,
license, proof of registration,
your time could
insurance.
come right
there,
now.
cop
You
says,
have no idea.
Hey,
You
can
could
I
be
get
at
your
a
driver's
rave
license,
dancing
registration,
one
proof of
second,
insurance? You
dead
pull it
the
down
next.
and you hand it
So-
to him. There it is. Now he has my license, registration, proof of insurance.
Because
He says,
I
hey, where
pay
you
a lot
going?
of people and I help a lot of people, I raise money for a lot of people. What
Perfect.
that does,
Now you grab
and I'm
your
just putting
trifold
this
out the
together.
top,
I'm just
you
saying this
point
out
at the
loud with
trifold
you
where
guys
it
right
says,
now.
I
I haven't
plead the
said this
Fifth
out loud
Amendment.
before. I've
You show
been
it to the
quiet
cop
for
and
3
you say, I
days, as
plead
you
the
guys
Fifth
have known. I
Amendment,
haven't done any lives. I've just been learning. And so, when I give someone $1,000 or $1,500 or $500, right? What that does for me is it allows me to say to them, hey, maybe if I were you, I would try something like this. It lets me get their ear for a moment as I'm giving them their money. Right? This is natural. This is not an unnatural thing. Your employer, the guy who pays you or the girl who pays you, your boss, when they give you some
where
money,
are you coming
and they
from?
pay you,
Where are you going?
they have a
Where are
little
you
bit of
doing?
influence in
Who'd
telling
date
you,
when were
hey,
in 11th
by the way,
grade?
if I was you,
Eat
I would
my
look at doing
shorts,
something like this.
copper.
If I was
Stop
you,
harassing
you know,
me.
because you can't
I've
tell
already
people what
invoked
to
my
do
Fifth
because they'll tell you to
Amendment
go
right. I have
pound
a right to
sand.
counsel if you're
Right?
going to
You
question
can't
me.
say,
You
do
don't
this.
see my lawyer here
You can
with
say,
me,
here's
do
what I'd
you?
like you to do. But if they don't
Hey,
do
folks,
it,
welcome
eventually
back.
you either
Just
don't
a
work
few
with that
words about
person
the Fifth
anymore
Amendment,
or
in
you stop
particular,
giving them
taking the
money.
Fifth or pleading the
Anyway,
Fifth
here's the
when
point.
you go to court, for
So when
example.
I
There's a lot of
discovered that
facets to
America
the
is the
Fifth
number one
Amendment, but in
funder of the
particular, we're focusing
Palestinian
on
people,
your right to basically
and
shut your
then
mouth.
they did this
Effectively
crazy
encoding
attack,
it directly.
and then I
No person shall
extrapolated
be
that
compelled
with
in
the
any criminal case to
J6
witness
and the
against
FBI.
himself. What the hell does that mean?
The
It means
FBI led
shut your
J6,
mouth,
in case
because
you guys
the law
didn't know
says
that.
you can.
So I
When you
started
are
to say,
arrested, anyone ever
what?
been arrested? Really
who's
arrested?
giving the
And
Palestinians
they
that
so-called
money?
Mirandizing.
And what are they
What does the
saying to
Miranda
them when they
statement
give
say?
them that money?
It says you have the right to do what?
Did they
You have the
set
right to
this
remain
up?
silent. Why?
Did our
Because
government,
anything you say
who gives money to
can
the Palestinian
and will
people,
be used
did
against you
our
in a court of law.
operative or our
That's your
agent,
Fifth
when they
Amendment.
gave them that
Anything
$2
that you
million
say,
to the
They
Palestinian
will
people,
find a way to work
did
it
they
in
say, oh yeah,
to
by
use
the
it
way,
against you
you
or
guys should
someone
do
else.
this, you guys should do
Fifth
that?
Amendment says
I mean,
because
we've
that
seen
can
it in our
and likely
country
will happen,
time and
you
time
have a
and time
right
again
as a citizen
that the
shut
government
the hell
will
up.
infiltrate a
Do
group,
not
fund it,
answer
and then give
questions
little
to cops.
suggestions.
What's wrong with you?
A very easy example of that?
You
Malcolm
don't have
X.
YouTube? You
How
don't
come
have
Malcolm
TikTok,
X was
you
killed in
don't have Instagram, you don't have
1963?
Facebook, you haven't seen
Because he
that
got
once you start to back
infiltrated
and
by
forth
the
with couple, you're
FBI.
gonna go to jail.
The FBI funded him, and then they put
They're gonna
poison
bound you up like
pills
this, your
in
arm's
Malcolm
gonna
X's
stick, "Hey, what did I
organization,
do?"
and then eventually,
That guy on YouTube always
he got
about,
killed.
don't talk to cops. I was gonna talk my
and
way
who
out
did
of
that?
this.
Our government
No, I'm
did.
going to the dungeon.
Our government did that. Our government
Unfortunately, there's a stigma surrounding
Set
pleading the Fifth
up,
and taking the Fifth because,
instituted,
thanks to the media,
funded,
it's assumed by most
manipulated,
people that
and then
when you
murdered Malcolm
take
X.
Fifth Amendment,
The same
plead Fifth
argument
Amendment,
can be
that
done for
you're
Martin Luther
guilty.
King Jr.
You're
The
a criminal,
same
that
argument can be
pleading the
made
Fifth
for
is something that criminals
JFK.
do to
The
get
same
around the
argument
law.
can be made for
And
Robert
nothing could be
Kennedy.
further from the truth.
That our government
People,
did that.
unfortunately,
That the
really
FBI, the
don't
CIA,
understand what it is and what it
using
means,
money
especially
and
young people,
influence,
because
they
civics
set
isn't taught
up
in
to
schools
murder
anymore.
both the
I
Kennedy
want people to
brothers,
learn.
Malcolm
You don't
X,
talk to coppers. You don't talk to coppers.
And Martin Luther
Are
King
you
Jr.
listening to what I'm saying to you?
We know
Cop pulls
this.
You over, trifle
You
comes
know
out from the
it.
trifle,
I know
boom,
it.
says,
Put a
I
one
plead
in the
the
chat
fifth.
if you
show
know it.
your camera. I plead the
I've
fifth.
said
You give
for
the copper
years,
your
and I've been
little
laughed
trifle. This
at
is, I
and
plead the fifth. This is
ridiculed
where
by
you go,
so
and you
many
say,
people.
I plead
Finally,
the
people are
fifth.
starting to agree with
It
me.
says it on the
The
trifle.
moon landing was
Can I search your
fake
car?
as
Sure, you can search my car.
fake
Go ahead.
AF.
He starts to
The
search
moon
it. I
landing
revoke
was
consent.
fake.
It's on my
fake,
trifold. United
fake.
States versus Williams.
I'm a
I revoke
producer.
consent.
It's
There's
fake.
not enough drug
It
dogs
is
to get there in
fake,
time,
okay?
or they
So,
violate Rodriguez versus
We
United
know
States 2015.
that our government
So,
does
Fernando, do you have
things
anything
that are
illegal in the car?
such
Nope.
BS. We
Yeah.
know.
Do
You
have
and
any
I know
weapons in
it.
the
Come
car?
on.
Nope.
You don't need to unsubscribe and call me anti-Semitic
Nope. That was coming.
to think that maybe when we gave all that money
Patrick
to the
denies the
Palestinian
officer's
people,
consent to search his
our
vehicle, and
operatives,
without
CIA,
consent, in
FBI,
order to search
State
a car,
Department,
an
whoever they
officer
were,
needs probable
they
cause
said,
that
"Oh,
you
by
have
the
committed
way, you
some
know, maybe
crime
we should
other
do
than the
something in
traffic
Israel that's
violation."
really
But in
gonna
this
shake 'em
case,
up.
there is no probable
They
cause,
already
and
knew
it
the
appears
result
as
would
though
be
the
that
officer
Gaza would be
extends the
leveled.
stop needlessly to wait for a canine unit. In the Supreme
Remember,
Court case
Jewish
of
blood
Rodriguez
in my
v.
body,
United States,
Jewish blood
the
in
court
these
held
cheeks
that
right
unless
here,
police
okay?
have reasonable
I'm not
suspicion of a
anti-Semitic,
crime,
I'm not
it is an
against Israel.
unconstitutional
Not at
seizure for them
all.
to extend a
The
legal
majority
traffic
of
stop
my
in order to
investors
conduct a
throughout
dog
my
sniff.
life in
A freer
LA
sniff at a
were
traffic stop
Jewish.
is considered a
I
search
love them
within
all.
the Fourth Amendment,
I've been
and
to
that
so many
requires
Shabbat
probable
dinners that I've
cause.
been
But the
invited
police
to,
cannot use
to
a drug dog
Passovers.
to
You have
obtain
no
that
idea
probable cause
how many
unless
Jewish
they already
holidays I
have
participated
reasonable
in.
suspicion.
Those
The
are
officer's
not the
authority
bad
to hold
people.
you up at your vehicle
Those
ends once their
innocent
tasks
Israelis, the
tied to the
innocent
traffic
Jews
stop
in
are
LA, the
or
innocent
reasonably
Jews in
should
New York,
have been
they
finished.
are not
And
the
now,
bad
nearly
people.
10 minutes later,
They're
a
good
canine
people. They
unit
don't deserve to be
arrives.
slaughtered.
Hey, man,
They don't deserve to be slaughtered.
Deputy what?
I do not endorse murdering
Patrick?
my bloodline,
I believe
my
partner's
Jewish
already talked to you a
heritage.
little
I
bit.
do not
Are
endorse
you going to give us
that.
consent to search your vehicle?
No.
No? Okay. All right.
Okay.
That being the case, I have certified narcotics
At the
detection
same
camera.
time, there is a sliver of those people.
Okay.
The Iranian government, the American government, the Israeli government that manipulate, lie, cheat, steal,
whatever it takes, we're going to get you. We've got
so that
helicopters,
you
we've
will
got
become
dogs, we've got
emotionally
radios,
debased,
and we've got a lot of people.
and so that you will buy
The numbers
into
are
a
stacked
strongman
against
You gotta
tactic
get used to
of
this.
we got to
You
just
gotta
kill
get used
everybody.
to mincing the
Turn
words
off
you
the
use
water
properly
for 2
because
million
they're
people.
trying to mince
How
words
come?
with you to
Because
arrest
I'm
you,
emotionally
steal your car,
debased?
kidnap you,
I've been
and put
emotionally
you in
hijacked,
a frickin' dungeon.
and so now
As if
I
we
agree with
needed
turning off the
another
water for 2
example
million people. Are you
to
sure you
be
agree with that?
quiet
Are you
when
sure
the
you
cops
agree
are
with that?
asking questions.
You sure?
Stop saying
I
anything.
don't think that
Take
you're
the
sure.
Fifth. You have an
I think
unalienable
that
right to be
since we're having
silent
this
and to
talk,
not incriminate
you
yourself.
now know
Go ahead and
they
use
emotionally
it. And this is
hijacked
just
you,
one
they
example where when
emotionally
a cop
debased
asks you
you,
a question,
and they
be
gave you the
quiet.
message of here's what needs
Zip
to
your
happen.
lip. Say
And you said,
nothing
yeah,
at
let's
all.
do it.
Don't give him. You don't have to give him a bad attitude. Don't have to cuss him out, and you
sure?
definitely don't have to answer questions.
sure?
One of the first things
You
he's
sure
going
we
to
should
tell
turn
you
off
when he
the
gets
water?
into
You
gets
sure
you into
we should
custody,
endorse turning
according
off
to the
the
Miranda
water?
rights,
Are you
is
sure?
the very first thing you have
Maybe
the
we should
right.
think that through.
You have the
And then we're seeing
unalienable
all
right
these
to remain
people,
silent.
all
If you
these
don't
military
use it,
maneuvers
it's going to
head
work
over
against
to where
you.
you think they're going. I'm
Any
imagining
word
they're
that
going
comes
to
out
Israel.
of your mouth will be
And just so
grabbed
you
by
know,
the tyrant officer, and it will be used
the Palestinian
to prove
people
that you're a criminal
are
and
not
that they are a
equipped
hero.
to take
Listen to
on
this.
any organized army.
13.
They're not.
When was the
The
last time
only
you
way
smoked
they
any
could
weed?
do anything to Israel was by doing a cheap shot attack.
That's.
Which, if you say, why
I
did
don't
they
know if
do
that
the
was the
cheap shot
answer
attack?
to the
Shut
question I
up!
asked.
Shut
And I
your
don't feel like it was
mouth!
truthful.
Why did they do the cheap shot attack?
There we
you're
go. Okay, see, so
anti-Semitic.
you're right. I should not.
What?
so
I'm
when
just
you're
asking
like,
why they did it.
let me think of an
Why
answer.
did they
Because I get
do
lied to
that
for a living, I
horrific
immediately
attack?
knew that you were
How
being
come?
knowingly untruthful.
I just
Shut
want to
up.
know.
When was the last time you
That's
smoked?
all. I see the
hours ago.
images you're showing me.
Right,
of
I'm gonna
the
give
dead
that to you there.
babies. I see it.
What's the,
I see the arms
what's
and
the
legs
percentage
blown
of
off.
your
I see
vape?
the innocent, beautiful young women
like
getting
super
slaughtered
low,
at the
like-
rave. I saw it. I had that lump in my throat.
What's he saying?
Tears
I've
falling
got
down my
THC
face.
in my system.
Like I'm
Go ahead
watching
and
this.
test me because I'm
And I
going to be
realize
guilty.
as I'm watching it,
I wish that
they're
wasn't
hijacking
true.
me.
I wish this wasn't
They're
my
hijacking
business.
me.
I really
come
wish
it
that
is?
I
Let me
had
ask
no
you a question.
trifold business.
How come it
where I didn't
is
sell a trifold
I can't
to
show
make a living
any
because
graphic
so many
images
people didn't
or
have to
it's
worry about their
shunned,
rights being
demonetized,
violated.
everybody has got to have a trifold
but
in your
yet,
car.
right
you have to have a
now,
trifold
on
in
Facebook
every
and YouTube
single car
and
that
every
you
other
have.
social media platform,
Your biggest
you can
problem
show the
are the
images
police
of
in
the
America.
Israelis being
You should
slaughtered,
have
and
my
it's perfectly
trifold
fine.
in your car.
Why is that?
You should plead the fifth immediately. You should know every single word on this trifold. And you should learn the law and know the law. You can get the trifold on DeleteLawz.com. Go to DeleteLawz.com. I have a $9 version that you print at home called a digital trifold.
How come?
And then I got one I sell for $30 that comes on this fancy ass paper. And then I give you this broccoli water.
Why'd they do that?
And you keep everything in there. Everybody should have a trifold
if you get to where I got,
in your car.
Then you'll start to ask those questions.
Your biggest problem are the cops.
Who's the Jew, who said, for 40 years I've tried to have an effect on this Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and they've created an open-air concentration camp called Gaza. They can't leave by sea. They can't leave by land. That's where they have to live forever.
He's going to come up and
I hear it, and I say, that's why they did it. They did it because they're living in a prison.
Yes, ma'am. I don't.
And what am I against? I'm against prisons. I'm against prisons. I'm Jewish.
He's going to want those three things.
I'm Jewish. It's not going to change. I can smack myself 1,000 times. DeCastro, my last name, is still a Jewish surname because I am a descendant
front and back, your insurance and registration card.
That's not going to change.
Laminated slip.
I do not want my bloodline
above your visor. Use the touchdown position.
I don't want it. I don't endorse it.
Over here as you.
I don't endorse it. I don't want it.
Grabs the trifold.
I do not.
Your driver's license, registration, proof of
insurance.
Don't
kill my Jewish people.
Everything that you do with the
I'm Jewish too. Don't kill them.
So what's the first thing you do when you see a copper? You start recording, and your hands. Look at my hands. So you film like this. You hold your hands up in the touchdown position.
I just want the rest of the people in America to not be so emotionally debased, so emotionally hijacked.
Can I get your driver's license registration?
You don't ask the question,
how
come these images aren't being banned from Facebook?
Now he has my license registration.
How come these images are being allowed to be shown on YouTube? How come? How come they are? You can't show any you can't show a cop hit someone with a nightstick.
Now you grab your
video's demonetized. You put in the trash. Taken out of circulation.
Fifth Amendment,
but you can watch a woman at a rave get slaughtered, and that's not demonetized. That's not put on the back burner. They're showing you exactly what they want you to see, so that you will then say, "I endorse the slaughter of 2 million people." And it's funny because I was watching. I watch a few channels on here. You know, I watch a few channels on the YouTubes. And I was watching one of my favorite people on the YouTubes, and I was like, it's called The Healthy American.
My Fifth Amendment right.
I watched this channel called The Healthy American.
This footage is going to go to the judge when I sue you.
You know, as soon as I hand him this,
where are you coming from?
I watch
where
her
are you
channel.
Going? Where
I only watch a few channels, but she's one of the channels I watch.
When you were in 11th grade,
and she said everything that I was thinking, and I was watching this, and I thought to myself, is anybody else out there critically thinking? Has anybody else? You know, I have a saying that I made up. I take credit for this saying.
Just a few words about the Fifth Amendment, in particular.
When everybody else is losing their minds,
for example,
keep yours. When everybody else is losing their head,
your right
keep
to
yours attached.
Shut your mouth. Effectively, in quoting.
Remember when I was in Ironton and I had been arrested, and then the FBI looked into my Facebook page, the FBI in Virginia, and all these things were happening, and I was afraid that my confidential sources were being revealed, and I didn't have any money at that time. I was totally broke. I mean, I was totally broke. If it wasn't for supporters, I would have gone under right there in Ohio.
Because anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
And there was a moment there where I wanted to break down
anything that you say
and just start crying.
They will find a way to
I just wanted to take both of my hands, put them over my face, and just start sobbing. That's where I was.
That can
I was there.
And likely will happen. You have
and
a
I was
right
live
as
when
a
I had that
citizen
feeling.
To
and
shut
I was
the hell
like,
up.
you know what?
Do not answer questions to cops. What's wrong with you?
I can't break down right now. The saying that I made up is when everybody else loses their head, keep yours. And so that's what I want you to do. That's. I want you to keep your head. I want you to keep your sanity. I don't want you to lose your mind. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Jim, how you guys doing? How's everybody doing out there? I don't want you to lose your head. I don't want you to buy into the government narrative like you may have done for 9/11. And then that put us in a quagmire for 25 years. We all lost our minds over 9/11. Oh, those evil Muslims attacked us.
Pleading the Fifth is something that criminals do to get around the law.
Do you believe
And
that?
nothing could be further from the
How
truth.
many people believe it was our own government? Put a 1 in the chat if you think our own
really
government did
don't
9/11.
understand what it is and what it
They
means,
may have
especially young
used
people,
brown
because the
skin
civic system's
and
taught in
Muslim
schools
people to
anymore.
do
I
it.
want people to learn.
But how many
You don't talk to
how many
coppers.
people believe that our
You
own
don't
government
talk to
was
coppers.
deeply involved
Are
in
you
the
listening to what
9/11
I'm saying
attack?
to you?
Put a 1 in
Cop
the
pulls
chat.
you over, trifle goes
One
out
for
into the
me.
trifle, boom, and
One
says,
for me.
I plead the fifth. You
One
show
for
your
me.
camera, I plead the
I
fifth.
believe
You
the
give copper
CIA
your
and the
little trifle,
FBI
this is, I
and
plead the
any
fifth, this
other
is where you go and you
three-letter
say,
organization
I plead the fifth.
completely set up
It says it on the
9/11.
trifold.
And they
Cops
blew
can
up those
search your car.
buildings,
Sure,
is
you
what
can
I
search
believe.
my car. Go ahead.
And no one
Search
can
it.
ever
I
tell me
revoke
different.
consent.
It was
It's
my
on my
birthday that
trifold,
day,
United States
so
versus
I
Williams.
did,
I revoke
like you guys
consent.
did, years
There's not
of
enough
research,
drug
right?
dogs to get there in time,
So
or they
now I'm
violate
to
Rodriguez
believe
versus United
that
States
the number one
2015.
funder of the Palestinian people, the U.S. government,
Nope.
doesn't have a CIA or
Nope.
FBI operative in there saying, hey,
You can
here's how we get around their defenses.
That was coming.
Is that? I know
Patrick
it. I
denies
know
the
it. I
officer's
hate my
consent to
Jewish
search his
blood.
vehicle,
That's
and without
what it is.
consent,
If
in
I could
order
get
to
this
search a
Jew
car,
blood
an
out of me,
officer needs
get
probable
the Jew
cause
blood.
that you have
Let me
committed some
rip this
crime
patch of
other
skin
than the
off. Let me
traffic
get the Jew
violation.
off of
But
me,
in this
'cause I'm
case, there
Jewish.
is
I
no
can't
probable
change that.
cause, and it appears
My
as
last
though
name
the
is
officer
Jewish.
extends
I
the
come from
stop
Jewish
needlessly
people.
to wait for a
But
K9 unit.
now all
In
of
the
a sudden,
Supreme
I
Court
hate all
case of
Jews.
Rodriguez v. United States, the court held that unless police have reasonable
don't.
suspicion
I
of a crime,
just
it is an
want the
unconstitutional
truth.
seizure for them to extend
Don't
a legal
you
traffic
fault
stop
me
in order to
for
conduct
wanting
a
the
dog
truth.
sniff. A freer sniff at a traffic
did a
stop
community
is
post when I
considered a
found
search
Norman
within the Fourth
Finkelstein. I said,
Amendment,
hey, check
and
this
that
out, this Jimmy
requires
Dore show.
probable cause.
And there's 3 or
But
4
the
people in
police
there said,
cannot
I've
use a drug dog to
unsubscribed.
obtain that probable cause unless they already have
I didn't
reasonable
notice you come. I'm
suspicion.
not
The
gonna notice you
officer's
leave
authority to hold you
because
up at your
I'm
vehicle
on a mission.
ends once their tasks
And my mission
tied
is
to the
about
traffic
this
stop
country,
are or
about
reasonably
changing
should have been
this
finished.
country.
And now, nearly
My
10
mission
minutes
is to
later,
make
a
us
K9 unit
free.
arrives.
And we've never been free in this country. So my mission doesn't change
Deputy what?
at all.
Molly.
Not at all.
Patrick?
I just want you guys to use your critical thinking skills here. They're showing you what they want you to see. They're telling you what they think you want to hear. And I want other people to say, you know,
You use that
I don't think
trifle
turning off the
like it's a
water for 2
piano
million
that you're
people is the
playing.
solution here.
It'll keep you
When I
safe
saw
from the
a
piggies.
video of
Whatever
them
it takes.
turning
We're
off
gonna
the
get you.
water
We've got helicopters.
to
We've
the
got
entire
dogs,
Gaza,
We've got radios, and we've got a lot of people. And the numbers are stacked against you.
You
Hold on
gotta
a
get
minute.
used to this. You gotta get
Those
used to
2 million people did
mincing
not
the
attack
words you use
the innocent
properly
Israeli
because
people.
They're trying to mince
Those
words
were
with
the
you to arrest
depends
you,
on how
steal
you
your
see it.
car, kidnap
Those were
you,
either the
and put you
terrorists
in
or
a
the freedom
frickin'
fighters
dungeon.
for the
As
Palestinians.
if we needed
Depends on
another
how you want to see it.
example to
I
be
don't like the
quiet
slaughtering of
when the
people.
cops are
So
asking
to me,
questions.
it was horrific.
Stop
it was
saying
nasty.
anything.
I don't
Take
agree with
the
that
fifth.
methodology.
You have an
I don't endorse the
unalienable right
attacks.
to be silent
I don't
and
endorse
not
killing
incriminate
people.
yourself. Go
I
ahead
hate
and
cops.
use it.
I don't want to
And
kill any
this is
cops.
just one
I don't want you to
example
kill any
where
cops.
when a cop
I don't want
asks
any
you
death.
a question,
I want you to live your
be
life and face your
quiet.
maker when it's your
Zip
time.
your lip.
I don't
Say
want anybody to die.
nothing at all.
So I'm
Don't
not
give them, you don't have to
pro
give them a bad attitude. You don't
killing
have to cuss them out, and you definitely don't have
You guys
to
have
answer
heard me
questions.
say this,
One of the
I don't know
first
how many
things he's
times.
going to tell you when
I'm
he
for
gets into,
nonviolence. I
gets you
don't
into
think
custody,
that-
according to the Miranda
Especially for
rights,
me,
is the
because
very
I'm
first thing.
physically
You have
and
the
mentally
right.
this intense
You have the
juggernaut of a person.
unalienable right
For me
to
personally,
remain
it's never going to
silent.
happen.
If you
I'm not
don't
going to violence.
use it,
I'm
it's
not
going to
gonna do
work
it.
against
and
you.
I get mad, man.
Any word that
But I
comes
just
out
want
of
you
your
guys
mouth
to question
will
what
be
you're
grabbed
seeing.
by the tyrant
I want
officer,
you to question
and
what
it
you're
will be
seeing.
used
And I want you to
prove
question
that you're a
rushing
criminal
to
and that they are a
yeah,
hero.
kill everybody.
Listen to
Send
this.
over our Marines and just blow up all the buildings there.
When was the last
I
time you
want you
smoked any
guys
weed?
to just think about that for a minute before you and I endorse our government. And
I don't
remember,
know if that was the
it's
answer
a
to
Lockheed
the question
Martin
I asked.
Raytheon party
And I
over
don't feel
there.
like it was truthful.
They get to test all their weapons on these evil
There we go.
human
Okay, see,
animals
so-
called Palestinians.
So when you're like,
Wait a minute.
let me think of an answer.
No, they are not
Because I
human
get lied
animals.
to for a living, I
there are
immediately knew
people
that you
who
were
are
being
demented
knowingly
and
untruthful.
sick
Shut up.
within that group
When was
of
the last time you
people,
smoked?
and there are people on the Israeli
2.5 hours
side
ago.
who are demented
All right,
and
I'm gonna
sick.
give that to you there.
And the sickest
What's
people
the
are the
what's the
CIA
percentage
and the
of
FBI
your
operatives
vape?
who gave the Palestinians their money and that said, oh, by the way, I know a way around that Iron Dome.
I think it's like 65.
What's he saying?
Want to do it?
I've got THC in my system. Go ahead and test me because
a
I'm
few
going to be
hundred
guilty.
people are going to die.
I wish that wasn't
But the
true.
flip side of that
I
is
wish
they get
this
to
wasn't my
wipe Gaza
business.
off the map.
I really
They
wish
get to
that I had no
exterminate, genocide those
business,
2 million people.
where I didn't sell a trifold to
I
make
just
a
want
living
you to think
because
about
so
that
many
before you
people didn't
endorse
have to
it.
worry about their rights being
I
violated.
just want you to think about
Everybody
that.
has
That's
got
all.
to have a trifold in your
I
car.
can't tell you
You
what
have to have a
position to
trifold
pick.
in every
You're going to
single
pick your
car that
position.
you have.
I'm not your
Your
boss. I'm
biggest
not your daddy.
problem are the
I can't tell you
police
what
in
to do.
America.
You should have my trifold in your car. I can tell you that this is still your biggest problem. You should plead the fifth immediately. The biggest problem you should know every single word on this trifold. You should learn the law that you have today. You can get the trifold on DeleteLawz.com. Go to DeleteLawz.com. That's your biggest fear. I have a $9 version that you print at home. Your biggest problem called a digital trifold. And then I got one I sell for $30 that comes on this fancy ass paper. Am I wrong? And then I give you this broccoli rubber band. Alan, there's no notification. Everybody should have a trifold look up my channel. Your car. Did you know that? If you put your biggest problem are the DeleteLawz doesn't pop up. If you put DeleteLawz, it'll say DeleteLawz Exposed, DeleteLawz Clips, DeleteLawz Court, DeleteLawz Ironton. You can't even look up my channel on YouTube.
I want to show you guys exactly how you deal with the copper because
why is that? I'm telling you to think. I'm telling you to think. I'm saying, look at what they're showing you. Look at their solution. You should think about that.
Yes, ma'am. I don't mean to.
I'm not telling you, yay, slaughter Hamas, yay, slaughter Jews. I'm not saying that. I want peace. I call for peace. And so right now, ceasefire.
I want you to have everything
figure out the solution to ending the Gaza prison camp. And let's figure out a solution where both peoples can be free.
On a laminated slip, and it goes inside
That's where
your
I'm
trifold
at.
above
I want
your visor.
peace.
Use the touchdown
I'm not
position.
down for the war.
Hand goes on the seat.
And I'm
over
not
here
down
as
for
you film.
watching
This hand
Lockheed
goes
Martin
up,
and
grabs
Raytheon
the trifold,
spend
your driver's license, registration,
hundreds of
proof
millions
insurance,
of dollars
everything
blowing
that
up
you do with
buildings
the cop,
to
you
see
show
what
the
happens
camera
when they
first.
shoot them.
So what's the
with
first
this
thing
kind
you
of
do when
missile?
you see a
What
copper?
happens when we shoot
You start
a
recording
4-story
in your
building
hands.
with this
Look at my
kind of
hands.
missile?
So
Well, what
you
kind of
film like
effect
this.
does
You
this
hold your
missile
hands up in
have
the touchdown
on a
position.
12-story building?
Then when you copper pulls you over,
And that's
reach
how
up, grab
sick
your
it is.
trifold, your
That's how
laminated driver's license,
disgusting it
proof,
is.
registration,
They
insurance.
want to
Right
see.
there, cop says,
They want to
hey,
see
can I get your driver's
how
license, registration, proof,
much
insurance? You pull it down
damage
and
their
you hand it to
particular
him.
missile
There it is. Now he has my license, registration, proof, insurance. He says,
SP41710
hey, where are you
can
going?
do to a 4-story building, and they'll use the same SP41709 on a 12-story
Now
building
you
and
grab
see
your
what kind of
trifold
damage
out
that
the
does.
top,
Now they'll
you
shoot
point
the
at
building
the
at the
trifold
base,
where it
they'll
says,
shoot
I
the building in
plead
the
the Fifth
middle,
Amendment.
they'll shoot the
You show
building
it
at
to
the
the cop and
top,
you say, I plead
and
the
the
Fifth Amendment,
Americans
officer.
endorse this. They're all for it. They showed you those images of those girls getting killed at the rave.
DUI checkpoint.
You endorse this, don't you? Yes, I do.
remember,
You emotionally
you want to
hijacked
use your
me. You
trifold
debased me.
right away.
You made me work from an emotional place, and then you gave me the solution.
Where you have to answer
The government is telling you the solution right now to what should happen over there in the Middle East. The government's telling you. And if you're a sheeple, you're going, yeah, let's do that.
Silent.
All right, have a good night.
Yep.
If you're a sheeple, you're
I've invoked my Fifth
agreeing
Amendment right.
that
I
we
showed
should
it to the
just do
camera.
whatever
This
the
footage is
government
going to go
says
to the
we should
judge when
do.
I sue you.
As soon as I hand him this,
They
where are you coming
manipulated
from?
you.
Where are you going? What are you doing?
Maybe not
Who'd you date when you were in 11th
but
grade?
those people over there got manipulated.
my
Going, yeah, just
shorts,
kill
copper.
everybody.
Stop harassing me.
Are you sure
I've
that's
already
the
invoked
solution?
my Fifth Amendment
'Cause
right. I have
last
a
I
right to
checked,
counsel if
we've
you're going to
locked
question
up
me. You don't see my
7
lawyer
to 8
here with
million
me, do
people
you?
the past 5 decades.
Folks,
And it's made our
welcome back.
country
Just a few words about the
dramatically
Fifth
worse.
Amendment, in particular,
It's
taking
less
the Fifth
safe.
or pleading the Fifth when you go to
There's
court, for
more
example.
crime,
There's
there's
a lot
more
of
drug
facets to the
addiction,
Fifth
there's
Amendment,
more
but in
child
particular, we're focusing
porn,
on
child
your right to basically
pedophilia,
shut your mouth.
and the people who are doing it are the
Effectively,
people at the
and quoting
top.
it directly. No person shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself.
But just
What the
buy
hell does
into
that
whatever
mean?
they
It means
think we should
shut
do.
your mouth, because
We
the
should
law
just
says that
blow
you
up
can.
Gaza.
When you are
You
arrested,
saw what they did, those
anyone ever been
human
arrested,
animals.
really arrested?
I must have seen that clip now
you. What does the
50
Miranda
times
statement
on
say?
50 different
It
channels.
says you have the right
They're
to do
human
what? You have the
animals,
right to remain
and we just
silent.
need to exterminate
Why?
them.
Because anything you say
How come?
can and will be used
How come, though?
against you in
Why?
a court of law.
Why are
That's
they
your
human
Fifth Amendment.
animals? And how come
Anything
we
that you
need to
say.
exterminate them?
They will
Why?
find a way to
And
work
why
it
should
in.
we endorse
to
that
use it
using
against
our
you or
money and
someone
our
else.
troops and our bombs
Fifth Amendment
to
says,
exterminate and genocide
because
an entire
that
people?
can
How come?
and likely will happen.
Why?
You have a right.
How come?
As a citizen.
I just want to know
shut the
why.
hell up.
I'm not
Do
saying what to
not
do here.
answer
I'm saying
questions to
2
cops.
words. Why?
What's wrong with
3
you?
words.
You don't
Why?
have YouTube?
How come?
You don't have TikTok. You don't have Instagram.
That's all I
you
wanna
don't have
know.
Facebook, you haven't
That's all I
seen
wanna know.
that once you
Why
start
and
to
how
back
come?
forth with the copper, you're gonna go
And
to jail.
because I've been doing my own research,
they're gonna bound
I've
you
had
up like
people
this,
say
your
that
arm's gonna be still,
this guy who comes from Jews,
Here's that guy on
I
YouTube
posted the
always
Jimmy
talking
Dore
about,
video and people called me anti-Semitic.
I was gonna talk my way out of this.
Are you sure?
And now I'm going to the dungeon.
Are you sure? It reminded
Unfortunately,
me
there's a
of being
stigma
called
surrounding
racist
taking
when I was
the
on
Fifth,
TikTok.
Because thanks to the media,
a group of
it's
black
assumed by most
supremacists on
people
TikTok
that
banded
when you
together
take the Fifth
because they
Amendment,
can't
plead the
take
Fifth
me on
Amendment,
alone,
that
and they
you're
called me a
guilty.
racist, and then they
You're
all
a criminal,
attacked my
that
channels and got them
pleading
deleted.
the Fifth is something that criminals do to
Back
get
then,
around
I
the
didn't
law.
have the same
And nothing
team,
could be further from
and
the
I
truth.
wasn't suing people, and I
People,
didn't want to sue
unfortunately,
just people. I
really
only wanted to
don't
sue the
understand
government,
what
and I
it is
only
and
wanted
what
to
it
sue
means,
cops.
especially young
So I didn't
people,
sue any of those
because
people.
civics isn't taught
But
in
the
schools
statute of
anymore.
limitations has not ran out.
You don't
And there's
talk to
one or two of
coppers.
them I do want to
You
sue.
don't talk to
But it was just
coppers.
surreal
Are
to
you
me.
listening to what
you
I'm
know?
saying to you? Cop
Same
pulls
thing
you
that
over,
happened when I
trifle
looked
comes
at
out
my,
from the
my
trifle,
community
boom, and
post
says, I
yesterday.
plead the
2 or 3
Fifth.
people
You
were
show
like,
your camera,
I'm
I plead the Fifth.
unsubscribing, and
You
they
give the
put a
copper
Jewish
your
flag,
little
Israeli
trifle that says, I
flag.
plead the Fifth. He says, where are you going? You say,
You're not
I plead
even
the Fifth.
Jewish, dude.
It says it on the trifle.
You don't even come
Cop's
from
gonna
Jewish
search your
heritage.
car.
I
Sure,
do.
You can search my car.
So-
Go ahead. He starts
What are you
searching.
talking
I revoke
about?
consent.
Like,
It's on my
literally,
trifle,
what are
United
you
States
talking
versus
about?
Williams. I revoke consent. There's not enough drug dogs to get there in time, or they violate Rodriguez versus
Do
United
your
States
own
2015.
research.
So fair enough.
Do your own research. Find out why those guys did that.
You have any weapons
Find
in the
out
car?
why
Nope.
they did a coordinated attack, and then ask yourself a very important question. How'd they do that?
Patrick
They
denies
had
the
to have
officer's
help.
consent to search his vehicle,
Hamas
and without consent,
is
in
not
order to
that
search a car,
complex.
an officer needs probable
You're
cause
talking
that
about
you have
people
committed
who
some
have
crime
no
other than
education.
the traffic violation.
You're talking
But
about
in this
people
case, there
who
is
have
no
no
probable
resources.
cause, and it appears
How
as though
did
the
they do
officer
that to the
extends
Israeli
the stop
people?
needlessly to wait
Somebody-
for a canine unit. In the Supreme Court case of
Somebody
Rodriguez
had
v.
to help
United
them.
States, the court
Somebody
held
had
that
to give
unless
them
police
intel.
have reasonable
Somebody had to
suspicion
arm
of a
them.
crime, it is
Someone
an
had to show them how to
unconstitutional
do it.
seizure for
Someone
them
had
to
to give them
extend
the
a legal
Israeli
traffic stop
Iron
in
Dome.
order to conduct
Someone had to
a
give
dog
them where
sniff.
the
A
Israeli
freer
forces were
sniff
going to
at a
be.
traffic stop
Someone
is
on the
considered a
inside,
search within the Fourth
Israeli
Amendment,
or
and that
American,
requires
had to
probable
help
cause.
Hamas.
But the police cannot use a drug dog
You don't
to
gotta
obtain
be a
that
rocket
probable
scientist
cause
to know
unless
that.
they already have reasonable
Somebody
suspicion.
help
The
them.
officer's
Who was
authority
it?
to hold you up at your
The number
vehicle
one
ends once
funder of
their
the
tasks
Palestinian
tied to the
people,
traffic
maybe?
stop are
Here's
or
$1 million.
reasonably should
By
have
the
been
way,
finished.
we should
And
attack
now, nearly
Israel.
10 minutes
Who do
later,
you think would
a
have said that?
canine unit
Could it have been the
arrives.
CIA? Could it have been the FBI?
Hey man, I'm
Could it have been the military-industrial complex that works for Raytheon and Lockheed Martin?
I believe my partner's already talked to you.
These are fair questions to ask.
Search your vehicle? No.
Hamas is not that complicated. They're not that complex. They don't have PhDs all over
You use that
in
trifle
Gaza.
like it's a piano.
They don't
that
have
you're
war
playing.
strategists who have
It'll keep
satellites.
you safe
They
from the
don't.
piggies.
Whatever
then
it
who
takes,
helped
we're gonna get
them?
you. We've got
I'm
helicopters,
going to go out on a
we've got
limb here and
dogs,
say the
we've got
American
radios,
government
we've got
helped
a lot
them.
of people.
I'm going to go out
And
on
the
a limb
numbers are
here
stacked against you.
and
You
say
gotta
the
get used to
American
this. You
government
gotta get used
helped
to
Hamas
mincing the
do a
words you
terror
use properly
attack
because they're trying to
so that
mince
it could
words
get
with
raised.
you to arrest you, steal
I'm
your
just gonna
car,
say that.
kidnap you, and put you in a freaking
Am I allowed to say
dungeon.
that?
As
YouTube?
if we
Am I allowed to
needed
have an opinion,
another
YouTube?
example.
Oh, I'm going to
to
get demonetized
be
and deplatformed.
quiet when
Don't
the
you
cops are
dare
asking
say what the
questions.
narrative
Stop
is.
saying anything.
I made a video.
Take the Fifth. You have an
And I said
unalienable
Hamas
right to
did
be
a terrorist
silent
attack,
and to
and
not
now Israel's
incriminate
going to
yourself.
raise them.
Go
gonna
ahead and
destroy
use
their,
it.
their
And
little
this is just
plot of
one
land.
example where when a cop asked you a
and I
question,
really kind of made a mistake
be
in making the
quiet.
video because
Zip your lip.
I then
Say
labeled one side and I didn't
nothing
label
at
the
all.
other.
Don't
But
give
I
them,
just
you don't
knew
have to
what
give
would
them a
happen
bad
next
attitude. Don't have to
is
cuss
the
them out.
government
And
will
you
give
definitely
you your
don't have to
narrative.
answer questions. One
And
of the
that
first
was the
things
point
he's
of
going
my
to tell you
video.
when he gets into
I didn't mean
gets
to
you into
say that
custody,
Hamas
according
is
to the
all
Miranda
terrorists
rights,
or the
is
Israelis
the
are
very
the
first thing.
terrorists. I
You
wasn't
have
trying
the
to
right.
blame one
You
side
have
or the other.
unalienable
I was trying to
right
say that what
remain
happens next
silent.
here in
If
our
you
country
don't use
is
it,
you will
it's
be
going
given
to
your
work
narrative and
against
you will follow the narrative.
Any
and
word
if you
that
don't,
comes out of your
then
mouth
you
will be grabbed by the
deplatformed,
tyrant
you will be
officer
demonetized.
and it will be
You're
used
out.
to prove that you're
Don't
a
you
criminal
dare
and
say
that they're a
that
hero.
our
Listen to
government
this.
was the infiltrator,
13.
that our government gave
When was
Hamas
the last
the
time you
way
smoked
in.
any weed?
Don't you dare say that. Don't you dare tell the truth. That's the truth.
I don't know if that was the answer
Our
to the
government did
question
it.
I asked. And I
Sorry.
don't feel like it was truthful.
That's what I've come to. 3 days of research now,
There we go.
digging in,
Okay,
finding
so-
out about the contracts we have.
When you're
if
like,
you really want to get into
let me
it,
think of an answer.
get into the
Because
military
I get lied
contracts
to
that we
for a
have
living,
with Israel.
I immediately
Did
knew
you
that you were
know?
being knowingly
Here's another
untruthful.
fun fact fact for you.
Shut up.
I
When was
had
the last
been
time you smoked?
told for years
2.5 hours
that
ago.
the Mossad, which
Right, I'm
is
gonna
the
give that to you
Israeli
there.
Special Forces,
What's the
has been
what's the
training
percentage
American
of your
pigs.
vape?
And isn't it
it's
funny
like
that there was
super low,
3 dozen NYPD cops
like
in
65.
Israel
What's he saying?
during
I've got
the
THC in my
surprise
system. Go
terrorist
ahead and
attack
test
by
me because
Hamas?
I'm going to be guilty.
Isn't that
I
amazing?
wish that wasn't true.
3 dozen
I wish this wasn't my
NYPD
business.
cops
I really wish
in
that
Israel?
I had no trifold business.
So the
where I
Mossad
didn't sell
has been
trifolds
training
to make a living
United
because
States
so many
police
people didn't have to worry
to
about
do
their
what?
rights being violated.
For absolute
Everybody
and
has got to
total
have a
suppression.
trifold in your car.
For total
you have to have a
and complete
trifold
dominion
over you and over
car
me.
that you have.
But don't pay
Your
attention to
biggest
that.
problem
Look
are
at
the
images
police
on
in
Twitter.
America. Look at the
You should
images
have my
on Twitter.
trifold in your car.
brother. Thanks for the super chat.
You
I
should
can't
plead
see
the
it.
fifth immediately. You should know every single word on this trifold. You should learn the law and know the law.
You can get the trifold on DeleteLawz.com. Go to DeleteLawz.com.
Oh, you're a
I
flat
have a
earther?
$9 version that you print at home.
You're welcome to have that opinion called a digital
I
trifold.
recommend that you look
And then
into
I got one I
something
sell for
called
$30
trigonometry
that comes on this fancy ass
Trigonometry.
paper.
And then I give
was
you
in
this broccoli
trigonometry in
water
my
band,
sophomore
and you keep
year in
everything
high
in there.
school. Everybody should have a trifold in your car.
Makes me believe the earth is round.
Your
But
biggest
you're welcome
problem
to
are
have
the
your opinion.
cops.
I'm not going to tell you that you don't know. I'm just going to say I don't know either. I've never been outside into space. I have no idea. So,
I want to show you guys exactly how.
oh, was it
you deal
Iran?
with
Is
the
that right?
copper,
It was
because
Iran
the
that helped
first thing
Palestine?
the copper
So then
is
there's
gonna do
another
is
conspiracy
gonna come up
theory
and
going around.
want
So
your
you said
license,
Iran.
your registration,
So here's
and
what I
proof of
heard.
Insurance.
Here's what I heard.
Oh, yes,
I
ma'am.
heard,
I don't mean
this is
to
what I
talk.
heard,
just pop-
that when Trump declassified all those documents and gave them to
He's gonna
Putin,
want those three
I heard
things right away.
through the conspiracy
And so
theory
what I
chains
want you to do
that
I want you to
Putin,
have
inside of those
everything ready to go for
declassified
the
documents,
filthy copper.
was the
Copy
Israeli
of your
defense
driver's license,
system,
front and back,
and that
your insurance and
Putin then
registration
either
card, put it on a
sold or
laminated
gave it to
slip,
Iran,
and it goes inside your
and then
trifold above
Iran
your visor,
gave it
use
to the
touchdown
Palestinians,
position, hand
and
goes on
then
the seat over here as you film.
Putin wants
This hand
nothing
goes up,
more than
grabs
our
the
focus to
trifold,
go
your
over to
driver's
somewhere
license,
else besides
registration, proof of
Ukraine,
insurance.
because as soon as
Everything
we
that you
stop,
do with
Russia
the
can
cops,
just
you show
walk
the
over
camera
Ukraine.
first.
So what's
It's
the
so
first thing you
ridiculous
do when
to
you see
believe
a copper?
that.
You start recording, and your
Who
hands
here
to the
believes
hands.
that Ukraine
So
can
you
win?
film like this. You hold your hands up in the touchdown position. Then, when you copper pulls you over, reach up, grab your trifold.
we
your
did give
laminated
$6
driver's
billion,
license,
but
proof
did
of
you know
registration,
also?
insurance, right there,
Did you
cop
know
says,
also from where
hey,
my
can I
research
get your driver's
is that
license, registration,
Iran
proof of
has
insurance?
not
You pull
even
it down
touched
and you hand it to him.
the
There
$6
it is.
billion.
Now
It's
he
still
has
in the
my
same
license,
account
registration,
sitting
proof of
there.
insurance.
That's
He says,
what I
hey,
read.
where are you going?
So I'm just saying, like, none of us really know, right? But are we allowed to
Perfect.
talk
Now
openly
you
and
grab
freely
your
with one
trifold out
another?
the top. You
Are we
point
allowed
at the
to have
trifold where it says,
conversations
I
here?
plead the Fifth Amendment.
Am
You
I
show it to the
allowed to
cop and you
share
say, I
my
plead the Fifth
ideas and
Amendment,
my
officer.
perspectives without someone saying, "Oh, you support Hamas, you're anti-Semitic"? No, I don't. I'm Jewish. I don't support killing Jews. The flock out of here. I don't support killing Jews. Sorry, I don't.
You don't want to put yourself in a position where.
At the same time, you have to take a look at what Israel, the Israeli government, is doing to the people in Gaza. You gotta look at that. You gotta look at it.
Yep.
If you don't look at it, then you're
I've invoked my Fifth
emotionally
Amendment right. I showed it
unbased
to the
and
camera.
you're emotionally
This footage is gonna
hijacked.
go to the judge when I
You
sue
have
you.
lost yourself.
As soon as I hand him this, where are
have
you
lost
coming
yourself.
from? Where are you
and
going?
now you're just like,
Where are you
raise it,
going?
kill them all,
Who'd you
kill
date
them
when you
all.
were in 11th
Those
grade?
Muslim animals.
Eat my
Just so you
shorts,
know,
copper.
My
Stop
last
harassing
girlfriend
me. I've
was
already
Iranian.
invoked my Fifth Amendment right. I have
no
right
problem
to
with
counsel if
Persian
you're going to
people.
question me.
I love
you don't
my
see my lawyer
ex-girlfriend.
here with me, do you?
I have no problem
Here,
with
folks,
any
welcome
particular
back.
race,
Just a few
creed,
words about the
color.
Fifth Amendment, in particular taking the Fifth.
I've dated every different color of woman there is, from pasty white to super black. I've dated every color of woman that there has ever been
effectively
made.
and quoting it directly.
I
No
prefer
person shall
the
be
creamy
compelled in
shades
any
of
criminal
brown.
case to be a witness against himself. What the hell does that mean? It means shut your mouth, because the law
I'm just
says
saying.
you can't. When you are
You know,
arrested,
reading those comments the other
anyone ever
day
been arrested,
that
really arrested?
I've
And they
unsubscribed and they
so-called
put a picture of an
Mirandizing.
Israeli
What
flag.
does the Miranda
I'm
statement
freaking
say?
Jewish, douchebag.
It says you have the right
I'm
to do
freaking
what?
from
You have
Jews.
the right to remain silent. Why? Because anything you say can and will be
Now
used
because I have an
against you in
opinion,
court
all of a
law.
suding I'm endorsing
That's
the
your Fifth
murder
Amendment.
of
Anything
innocent
that you say,
people. I'm not
they will
at
find a
all.
way to work
I'm not
it in,
April. Good to see
to
you.
use
What's
it
going on?
against you or
Here's
someone
Johnny.
else.
What is
Fifth
going on?
Amendment
Who's in the
says,
room? Eyes wide
because
open. Alan
that
Hubbs is here.
can and
Jonathan
likely
Mitchell,
will happen,
music.
You have a right.
I
as
wish
a
I could
citizen
pin that. He says,
to
I think
shut
we
the
need
hell
to
up.
get
Not
getting worried about our
answer
own.
questions
That's
to
right. Worry about
cops.
ourselves.
What's wrong with
Good
you?
to see everybody. Jim, what's going on?
You
Todd,
don't
good
have
to see you.
YouTube?
Enrique,
You don't have
what's
TikTok,
going
you
on?
don't have Instagram, you don't have
April,
Facebook,
how are
you
you?
don't
Tennessee
see?
Accountability,
Then once you start
Jim,
the back and forth with
Kinetic
the copper,
Customs
you're
and
gonna go to
Racing.
jail.
Callie OC, what's going on? Jonathan, how are you, my friend?
Up like this, your arm's gonna be stuck.
Anish, or that Tanish Commando, DJ Smith, Launchpad, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? Today, this morning? How's everybody doing? You know, I'm no longer.
Unfortunately,
I'm
there's
not
a
in
stigma
Kansas
surrounding
anymore.
taking the fifth because thanks to the media,
transitioned.
it's
I'm in a
assumed by
new
most people
location.
that when you take the Fifth Amendment, plead the Fifth Amendment, that you're guilty.
The biggest fear that you have
is something that criminals do
is
to
American
get around
police.
The law. And nothing could be further from the truth. People,
Your
unfortunately,
number one fear
really
today
don't understand what it
is the American
especially
cop.
young people, because civics isn't
It's
taught
not
in schools anymore.
Hamas or Hezbollah or Israelis or Ukrainians or Russians.
Are you listening to what I'm saying to you?
Our
Cop
biggest
pulls you over,
problem
trifle comes out
are
from
the
trifle,
politicians,
boom, it says, I plead the
Democrats
fifth.
and
You show your
Republicans
camera,
and
I plead the
cops.
fifth. You give the copper your
You
little trifle. This is, I
absolutely
plead the
have
fifth.
to
This is where
have
you go
my
and you say,
trifold
I
in
plead
your
the fifth.
car. I
It says it on
invoke
the
the Fifth
trifold.
Amendment
Now,
right
he's
to
gonna search
remain
your car. Sure, you can
silent.
search my car. Go ahead.
Your problems have not changed because
because
they've given you a new narrative.
There's not enough drug dogs to get there in time.
And that's what I really
violate
wanted to
Rodriguez
get to
versus
in
United
this
States
talk.
2015.
So,
And ask you the question, and I want you to be honest.
Okay. You have any weapons
Did
in
you
the car?
accept a new
Nope.
narrative over the past
Did you accept the
72
car?
hours?
Nope. I knew that was
Did
coming.
they give you a new narrative, and did you eat
Patrick
it up
denies
like it
the
was
officer's
fresh
consent to
tomato
search his
soup?
vehicle, and without consent,
Did you
in
get
order
a
to
new
search a
narrative?
car, an officer
Did
needs
you
probable
take
cause
on a
that you have
new
committed some
narrative?
crime other
And
than the
was
traffic
the narrative
violation. But
given
in this
to
case,
you by
there
the
is
US
no probable
government?
cause, and it appears as though the officer extends
Did
the
you
stop
decide
needlessly to
that
wait for a
you were
canine unit.
outraged
In the
and you
Supreme
wanted
Court
to see
case of
Gaza
Rodriguez
blown
v.
off the
United
map?
States, the court held that unless police have reasonable suspicion
all
of a
did.
crime,
We
it is
all
an
had that feeling for a
unconstitutional
moment,
seizure
right?
for them to
We
extend
saw those
a
girls
legal
at the
traffic
rave,
stop in
and
order
that
to conduct
beautiful
a
German
dog
little
sniff.
girl,
A freer
22
sniff at a
years
traffic
old,
stop is considered a
brown
search
hair,
within the Fourth
brown
Amendment,
eyes,
and
she's a
that
tattoo
requires
artist,
probable
and they
cause. But the
showed
police
her in the
cannot
back
use a
of
drug
that
dog
truck
to obtain that
with
probable cause
the
unless they
terrorists, and
already
they had
have
her
reasonable
mostly
suspicion.
naked, and
The
she was
officer's
dead,
authority to
and her
hold
leg
you
was
up at your
broken
vehicle ends once
and
their
turned the
tasks
wrong
tied to
way.
the traffic stop
And
are
that'll
or
emotionally
reasonably
debase
should
you,
have been finished.
especially
And
if you
now,
love
nearly
beautiful
10
women,
minutes later, a
and
canine
especially
unit
if
arrives.
you hate to see them get hurt, especially
Hey,
if
man,
you
I'm
see
Deputy Mark
them
Hospital.
dead
What's your
in the
name?
back of
Deputy
a
what?
truck
Mahler with Hospital.
and
What's your
someone
name?
holding her by the hair.
Okay.
Dude,
My partner's already talked to you a little
I
bit.
felt it.
Are you
I
gonna
was
give us consent to search the
debased.
vehicle?
I was emotionally
No? Okay.
hijacked.
All right. That being the case, I have a certified narcotics detection count. Okay, I'm going to walk around for a free or similar.
Your problems are still
Okay.
the cops.
You use that trifold like it's a piano that you're playing.
Your problem is
It'll
still the
keep you
cops.
safe from
Your
the
problem
piggies.
is still
Whatever it
pleading
takes,
the Fifth
we're gonna get you.
Amendment.
We've
That's
got
still
helicopters,
your
we've got dogs,
problem.
We've got radios.
Your
and we've got a lot of
problems
people.
have not
And the numbers are
changed.
stacked against you.
You
If
gotta
you
get
were
used to
given a
this.
new
You gotta get
narrative
used
and
to
you accepted
mincing
it,
the words
this
you
is your
use
time to
properly because
reject
they're
it.
trying to mince words
This
with
is your
you to
time right
arrest
now.
you,
The
steal your
reason
car,
why you're
kidnap
here,
you,
the
and put
reason
you
why
in
you're
a
watching
frickin'
this
dungeon.
video is
As
you
if we
needed to
needed
hear from
another
somebody
example
like me
to
that
be
you were given a
quiet
new narrative
when the
and you
cops
bought
are
it.
asking questions.
Throw it
Stop
away.
saying anything.
Take it
the
back.
Fifth. You have an unalienable
No
right
receipt
to be
required.
silent and to not
I
incriminate
reject
yourself.
this.
Go ahead
I'm
and use
not
it.
buying into this
And this
new
is just
narrative.
one example
You
where
have
when a
sold
cop
me a pack
asks you a
of lies.
question, be
U.S. government,
quiet.
Israeli government,
Zip your lip.
Russian
Say
government,
nothing
Ukrainian
at
government.
all. Don't give them,
Hamas.
you don't have to give them a bad attitude.
You
don't
guys
have to
are
cuss them
selling
out,
us
and you
lies.
definitely don't have to answer
Our
questions.
problem
One
in
of the first
America
things
are
he's
the
going to tell you when he
frickin'
gets into
cops and the
get you into
frickin'
custody,
Democrats and
according to the
Republicans.
Miranda rights,
That's
is the
our
very first
problem.
thing. You have the
Our
right.
problem is not
You have
Hamas.
the
Our problem is
unalienable
not
right
Ukraine.
to remain
It is not
silent.
Russia.
If you
It is
don't
not
use
Israelis.
it, it's going to work
Our
against
problem
you.
is right
Any
here
word
in
that
America.
comes out of your mouth
it's a
will be
domestic
grabbed
problem,
by the
and
tyrant
we're not
officer,
free.
and it will be
That's
used
our
to
problem.
prove that you're a criminal
We are
and that
one
they are a
step
hero.
away from
Listen to
Gaza.
this.
They're building a fence. Joe Biden is continuing
when was
to
the last time
build
you
Trump's
smoked any
fence.
weed?
It's not to lock out the Mexicans. It's to keep
That's-
us in.
I don't know if that was the
This is your
answer to the
problem
question I
that you
asked.
talk to cops.
And I don't feel like it was
You
truthful.
plead the fifth the moment you see the jackboot
There we go.
thug pig.
Okay, see, so
So many of you guys are sending me your
when
videos.
you're like,
Keep sending me your
let me
videos.
think of an answer.
I'm seeing so
Because I
many
get lied
videos
to
of
for a
people
living, I
when the
immediately
cop
knew
pulls
that
them
you were
over,
being knowingly
they slide their
untruthful.
trifold
Shut
out
up.
and they're
When
doing
was the last time you
this.
smoked?
I'm seeing so many people send me the video.
All right,
It
I'm gonna
is
give that to you
great
there.
to see.
What's
It is
the
inspiring
what's the
to see.
percentage?
How many people are using the trifold and it's working? How do I know it's working? Because they just deleted my TikTok account with
What's he saying?
150,000
I've got
subscribers.
THC in my system. Go ahead and
Black
test me
guys
because
are
I'm going
getting
to be
it.
guilty.
They don't give a damn about the back and forth. They're just
I wish
like,
this wasn't my business. I really wish that I had no trifold business. Where I didn't sell a trifold to make a living.
Good to see it.
Because so many people didn't have to worry about their rights being violated.
Everybody has got to have a trifold in your car. I'm with you there, Glenn. You have to have a trifold in every single car
Anthony
that you have.
Allegrini.
Your
You guys
biggest
remember
problem
Anthony
are
Allegrini?
the
I've talked about him
police
a
in
few
America.
times on this
You should
channel.
have my trifold in your
Hopefully
car.
in the next couple days, I'm
You
going to
should
be able
plead
to
the
share
fifth
with you guys
immediately.
some more
You
insights
should know
about
every
Anthony's
single
murder.
word on
And
this
that was in
trifold.
Philadelphia.
You should learn the law
The
and
murder
know the
of
law.
Anthony
You can
Allegrini.
get the trifold on DeleteLawz.com.
I don't want to see you get murdered.
Go to DeleteLawz.com.
Good to see
I have a
you. Thank you
$9
for coming.
version
I
that you
appreciate
print
it.
at home.
Thanks, Shaniqua.
Called a digital
Appreciate you
trifold.
coming.
And then I got one I sell for
I don't
$30.
want to see you get murdered.
That
Get
comes
my
on this
trifold,
fancy
get
ass
it in your
paper,
car.
and then I give you this broccoli wad rubber band.
Get the
And you
trifold.
keep everything
Get
in
it
there.
in your car.
Everybody should have a trifold
Are you
in
listening to what I'm
your
telling you?
car. Your problem are the cops. Your biggest problem are the cops. Your problem is not Hamas. Hamas is not parachuting into our raves here. It's not happening. Your problem is the cops. Get my trifold and get it in your car. And when you get pulled over, no back and forth. And the cop is going to continue to try to have a conversation with you. You plead the Fifth Amendment.
And proof of insurance.
We have a right to free speech in this country. We have a right to plead the Fifth Amendment. So many of you guys are sending me videos of you putting this in a cop's face.
Things right away. And so
I don't want to get vulgar or anything, but I literally have like a moment of pleasure when I see it.
Copy of your driver's
When I
license, front
see
and back, your
when I
insurance
see
and
that you guys
registration
take the
card, put it on a
trifold
laminated slip,
and that you
and
stick
goes
it right in
inside
the
your
cop's
trifold
face
above your visor. Use
right
the
here,
touchdown position. Hand
and I
goes on the
see your
seat over
video,
here as
you send
film.
it to me.
This hand goes up.
I
grabs the
literally have
trifold,
like
your driver's license,
a
registration,
brain
proof of
orgasm.
insurance.
I'm like,
Everything that you do with the
that's so
cop, you
good.
show the camera
That's
first.
so good.
What's the first
Because
thing
just so
you
you
do when
know,
you see
my
a
Gen
copper?
X ass,
You start
49
recording
years
and your
old.
hands, look at my hands.
For
So
years,
film
we got
like this.
bullied
You
by
hold your
these
hands up in the
jackboot
touchdown
thug
position.
pigs.
Then when
You
copper
should have
pulls you
yours
over,
by
reach
now,
up, grab your
Mongoose.
trifold, your
You're a
laminated
month
driver's license, proof of
August.
registration, insurance.
Oh, no.
Right there, cop says,
What?
hey,
Mongoose,
can I
send
get
me
your
an
driver's
email with
license,
your order
registration, proof of
number.
insurance? You pull it
We
down
don't-
and
I
you
don't-
hand
we don't
it to
miss
him.
a single
There it is.
trifold
Now he
ever
has my
for
license,
anybody.
registration, proof of
So
insurance.
if you
He
didn't
says,
get
hey,
your
where are you
trifold,
going?
Mongoose, you send me your order number. I'll get it out to you right now, dude. No delay. I'll get it out to you right away.
Perfect. Now
Se-
you
if
grab your
anybody
trifold
doesn't
out
have
the
their
top,
their
you point
their
at the
trifold,
where it says,
send
I
me your
plead
order
the Fifth
number right
Amendment.
away.
You show it to the cop and you say, I plead the
DeleteLawz@gmail.com.
Fifth Amendment, officer.
I'll send you, and just so you know, if you do contact me,
DUI checkpoint.
I send you everything I sell for free.
Remember,
Don't tell anybody else. Just keep this between us. But if you contact me, then I don't care who you are. I send you everything I can send you digitally for free. I send you the 5A cop card. I send you the trifold. I send you the poster. I send you the ebook. Because if you took the time to write to me, then I'm like,
right to remain silent.
I want to give you everything I have.
I've invoked my Fifth Amendment right.
And that's
showed
what I
it to
do.
the camera. This footage is going to go to the judge when I sue
Oh, right
you.
on, Richard. I'm
As
glad
soon
you
as
got
I
your
hand him
trifold.
this,
Thank
where
you.
are you coming
I
from?
appreciate
Where
it.
are you going?
Everybody has
Where
got to
are
have a
you
trifold in
going?
your car.
Who'd
You have to have a
date when you were in
trifold in
11th grade?
every single car
Eat
that you
my
have.
shorts,
And
copper.
you remember,
Stop
I give
harassing
you this
me.
nice
I've
broccoli
already
wad rubber
invoked my
band
Fifth
right here.
Amendment right. I have a
This
right
is
to
a rental
counsel
car,
if you're going to
so
question me.
it's
You
not
don't
my
see my
car, but-
lawyer here with me, do you?
Your trifold goes in your rubber
Hey
band.
folks, welcome back. Just a few words about the Fifth Amendment, in
Thank
particular
you, Legendary.
taking the Fifth or
I
pleading
appreciate
the
it.
Fifth when
Listen,
you
I'm
go
just
to court,
keeping it
for
real.
example. There's a lot of facets
You know?
to the Fifth Amendment, but in particular,
Oh, is that right?
on your right to basically shut your
Is that
mouth.
right, Bob?
Effectively,
Yeah, you know, and we
quoting
got
it
the series
directly,
called Ironton
no person
coming
shall
out
be
next
compelled in any
week.
criminal case to be a witness
Oh, is that
against
right?
himself.
Happy birthday, April
What the hell
48.
does that mean? It means shut your mouth.
Rusty, good to
because
see
the
you,
law
man.
says that you
DJ,
can't.
what's going on? It's good to see
When
you.
you are arrested,
Good to see you.
anyone ever been
Kinetic,
arrested?
always
really
I'm
arrested?
always glad you're here.
They-
Thanks for
they
coming by, man. I
so-called
appreciate it.
Mirandize you?
I just
What
wanted
does
to
the
have this
Miranda
talk
statement say?
because, number
It says
one,
you
I
have
don't
the
want
right
people
to
to
do
forget
what?
that I
You
come
have the
from
right
a
to
Jewish
remain
heritage.
silent.
Don't
Why?
forget that,
Because
okay?
anything you say can and
Don't forget
will
that I
be
have
used
Jewish
against
blood
you in a court
and
of
that
law.
my last name is
That's
a
your
Jewish
Fifth
surname.
Anything
So
that you say,
I don't like what the
they will
Israeli
find a way
government
to
has
work it in
done
to use it
to
against
Gaza.
you or someone
I don't
else.
like it, and I'm not going to
Fifth
be quiet
Amendment
about it.
says,
I think it's wrong.
because that can
They've created
and
an
likely
open air
will happen,
concentration camp,
you have a right
and now those people
as a
are
citizen
losing their minds.
to shut
And
the
with
hell
the
up.
help of the U.S. government,
Answer
they're
questions
attacking
to
Israel.
cops. What's wrong with you?
That's my position.
You don't have YouTube. You don't have TikTok.
Sorry if you don't like it.
Instagram, you don't have
You're
Facebook,
allowed to
you
have
seen
yours.
That once
A
you
flat
start back
earther
and
just
forth with the
chimed in
copper,
here a
you're
minute
gonna go to
ago.
jail.
I don't think the earth is flat. He just
They're
chimed
gonna
in
bound you up like
and
this. Your
said,
arm's gonna be still,
I
yeah,
agree with
what
that,
did I do?
Shaniqua. Wrong is wrong.
Who's that
So,
guy on YouTube always talking
but you're
about,
allowed to
you know,
have your perspective.
I was gonna talk
I'm
my
allowed
way
to
out
have
of this.
mine. I think that Hamas was funded by the U.S. government. The intel was given by the U.S.
Unfortunately, there's a
government,
stigma
and I
surrounding
think they
taking the
worked
fifth,
in
taking the
conjunction
fifth,
with the Israeli
because
government.
thanks to the
And the
media,
solution
it's
would be
assumed
after
by
the terrorist
most people
attack
that when
to
you
level
take the
Gaza
Fifth
and
Amendment,
thirst
plead the
those
Fifth
people to
Amendment,
death.
That you're
And I'll
guilty.
tell you what, if they
You're a
turn off the
criminal.
water
Pleading the Fifth is something
and
that
hundreds of
criminals do,
thousands of
just
people
get around
die,
the law.
those people should be
And
brought
nothing
up on
can be further
charges
from
for
the
war
truth.
crimes.
People,
And they should be hung.
unfortunately,
You can't
really
turn off the
don't
water for
understand what it is
everybody
it means,
because a
especially
small
young
sect of
because
people
civics
did
isn't
something
taught in
terrible.
schools anymore.
I want
And they
people to learn.
did. Slaughtering
You don't
those
talk to
innocent
coppers.
Israeli people was
You
terrible.
don't talk to coppers.
I disavow.
Are you listening to what I'm saying?
100%.
Cop pulls you over,
I
trifold
do not
comes out from
endorse
trifold,
the
boom, it says,
murdering
I
of those
plead the fifth.
innocent
You show your
Israeli
camera, I
women,
plead the fifth.
children,
You
and
give the
men.
copper
I don't.
your
I
little trifold,
disavow
I
it.
plead the fifth. He says, where are you going? You say,
At the
I
same
plead the
time,
fifth.
and in the same
It says
breath,
it on the trifold.
we have to
Can
ask
I
the
search
question
your car?
why they
Sure,
did
you
it.
can search my car. Go ahead.
And then we have to find that
I revoke
answer to find the
consent.
solution.
It's on my trifold.
It's
United
not.
States versus Williams.
It's not.
I revoke
This is
consent.
what happened,
There's
and
not
here's the
enough drug
solution.
dogs to get there
No.
in time, or they
This is
violate
what happened.
Rodriguez versus
Why
United
did it
States
happen?
2015.
And what should the
So fair
solution
enough.
be?
You have anything illegal in the car?
You know?
Nope.
That's the
Do you have any weapons
conversation.
in the car?
But
Nope.
right now, with
You
people
consider
being
search your car?
emotionally
Nope.
debased
I knew that
and
was coming.
emotionally hijacked,
All right, what's up?
Patrick denies the officer's
I'm
consent to search
unsubscribing
his vehicle,
because
and without
you
consent, in order
think
to
that
search a
Hamas
car,
was
an officer
justified.
needs
I never
probable
said
cause
that.
that you have committed some crime
I said,
other than the
why
traffic
they do it?
violation. But in
And
this
who
case,
helped them?
there is no probable
That's what I
cause,
wanna know.
and it appears as
Who
though the officer
helped them?
extends the stop needlessly
Who
to wait
helped
for a canine
the
unit. In the Supreme
ignorant,
Court case of
uneducated
Rodriguez v.
Hamas
United
people
States, the court held
infiltrate
that
the
unless police
complicated,
have reasonable
intelligent
suspicion of a
Israeli
crime,
systems?
it is an unconstitutional
That's a
seizure
fair
for them
question
to
to
extend a
ask.
legal traffic stop
That
in
is
order
not
to conduct
being a
dog
conspiracy
sniff.
theorist.
A freer sniff at a traffic
Nobody
stop
in
is
Gaza's
considered
got a
a search
PhD.
within the Fourth
I'm gonna
Amendment,
go that
and
far.
that requires
Maybe
probable
someone
cause.
does.
But the
I
police
don't
cannot
think
use
so.
a drug
I
dog
don't
to
think
obtain
so.
that probable cause unless
How
they
does
already have
a
reasonable
very
suspicion. The
simplistic,
officer's authority to hold you up
uncomplicated,
at your vehicle ends
rudimentary
once
group
their
of
tasks
people
tied to the traffic
do
stop
a very
are or
complex,
reasonably should have been
sophisticated,
finished. And now,
multifaceted
nearly 10
attack
minutes later, a
on
canine
a
unit
country,
arrives.
Israel, that has set up for a multifaceted, complicated attack.
Deputy what?
It had to be
Smaller.
inside
What's your name?
information.
Patrick?
Patrick, okay. I believe my partner's already talked to you a little bit. Are you going to give us consent to search your vehicle?
No.
No? Okay.
Herschel,
That being case,
the
officer,
reports that I'm
Constitution
getting on that
okay, I'm
$6
gonna walk
billion
you through
from
your
Iran
vehicle. Is there anything
is
you
that
need to be aware of right
Iran
now?
has
No,
left the
okay.
money in that
Use
account
that
and never
trifold
touched it.
Like it's a piano.
That's
that
what
you
I'm reading
play.
online. You're more than welcome to do your
It'll
own
keep you
research.
safe from the
I don't.
Whatever
I
it
saw
takes.
the
We're gonna get
Iranian
you.
government,
We've got
not the
helicopters.
Iranian
We've got
people.
dogs.
I
We've
saw
got
the
radios.
Iranian
And we've got a
government
lot of people.
chanting "Death to America,
The numbers are
death to
stacked
America."
against
You gotta
I
get
saw
used
that.
to this. You
I
gotta
don't
get
like
used
that.
to
I'm American.
mincing the words you use
That was not
properly
the
because
Iranian
they're
people.
trying to mince words with
The
you
Iranian
to arrest
people
you,
are in
steal
the
your
middle
car,
of the Civil
kidnap you,
War.
and put
I'm
you
not
in
sure
a
if you guys
frickin'
know that or
dungeon.
not.
As if we
Right
needed
now,
another
Iran
example
is in the middle of a civil
be
war.
quiet
Right this
when the
second.
cops are asking questions.
There are
Stop
Iranians
saying
being
anything.
killed in the
Take
streets,
fifth.
being put
You have an
in prisons
unalienable right to
right
be silent
now.
and to not incriminate yourself.
It was
Go
not
ahead
the
and use it.
Iranians chanting
And this is just
death
one
to
example
America.
where when a
it was the
cop asks
shitty
you a
Iranian
question,
government,
be
along with our
quiet.
shitty American government
Zip
that I
your
believe
lip.
helped
Say
plan
nothing
and attack
at all.
Israel. That's
Don't
where
give
I'm
him,
at.
You don't have
in
to give
this.
him a bad attitude.
I
Don't have to
believe that
cuss
the
him
number
out,
one
and
funder
you
of the
definitely don't
Palestinian
have to
people
answer questions.
funded
One of the
the
first
attack
things he's going to
and
tell
gave
you when
the
he gets into,
intelligence of how to attack
get you into
Israel.
custody,
That's what I
according
think.
to the Miranda rights,
And they
is the
did
very
it so
first
that
thing
there would
you
be
have
martyrs
the right.
so they could
You
kill
have the
everybody.
unalienable right to remain
That's what I think.
silent. If
That's
you
what I
don't
think.
use it, it's going to work against you.
Are you still going to
Any
unsubscribe? Because
word
my
that
opinion.
comes out of your mouth will be grabbed by the tyrant officer, and it will be used to prove that you're a criminal and that they are a hero.
You're right
Listen
about
to
that.
this.
Bob just nailed it. Bob just said nothing is as it
when was the last time you
appears
smoked any
on
weed?
purpose.
I don't smoke.
I agree with Bob. I agree with Bob. Bob, do you have my
I don't
trifold
know if that
in
was
your
the
car?
answer to the
Do you
question I
have the
asked.
trifold in your
And
car,
I don't feel like
Bob?
it was truthful.
Everybody here should have the trifold in
There we
your
go.
car.
Okay, see, so
Your biggest problem are the police
when you're
in
like,
America.
let me
It
think
is
of an
not
answer.
Hamas terrorists.
Because I get
It is
lied
not
to for a
Ukraine.
living,
It is not
immediately
Russia.
knew that you were being knowingly
Your biggest
untruthful.
problem is
Shut
not
up.
Iran.
When was the last time you
Your
smoked?
biggest problem is American police.
hours ago.
You should have my
I'm gonna give
trifold
that to you
in
there.
your car.
What's the
you should plead
what's
the
the
fifth
percentage
immediately.
of your
you should know
vape?
every single word on this
like
trifold.
super low,
You should learn the law and know the law.
It's like 65.
I just
What's he
wanted
saying?
to
I've got THC in
because
my
I've been
system.
quiet for
Go
3
ahead and
days
test
as I've
me,
been
'cause I'm
researching
gonna
and
be
learning
guilty.
about
I
the
wish that wasn't
Israeli-Palestinian
true.
conflict.
I wish this wasn't
And I
my
don't know
business.
anything about it. You know,
I really wish that I
studied
had
constitutional
no
law,
trifold
American
business,
law, American
where
history.
I didn't sell a trifold to make
I'm not a
living
scholar
because so many people
in
didn't have to
the
worry about their rights being
Israeli-Palestinian
violated.
conflict. I'm not.
Everybody has got to have a
I
trifold
didn't even
in
know
your car.
about the Balfour
You have to have a trifold
Act.
in every
BALFOR,
single car that
Balfour.
you have.
Your
Balfour.
biggest problem
I
are
learned
the
about it
police
yesterday. I haven't
in
even read it
America.
yet. So
you should have my trifold
just
in your car.
Don't get caught up in it. You can get
You should plead the
you can
fifth
get
immediately.
the trifold on
You should know
DeleteLawz.com.
every single
Go
word
to DeleteLawz.com.
on this
I have a
trifold.
$9
You
version
should
that you
learn
print
the
at
law
home
and know the law.
called
You
a
can
digital
get
the trifold on
and then I got one I sell for
DeleteLawz.com.
$30.
Go to DeleteLawz.com. I have a $9 version that you
and then I
print
give
at
you this
home
broccoli wad rubber band
called a digital
and you
trifold.
keep everything in
and
there.
then I got one I sell for
Everybody should have a
$30
trifold
that comes on this
in
fancy
your
ass paper.
car.
And then I give you this
If
broccoli
you,
wad rubber band.
your
and
biggest
you keep
problem are the
everything in there.
cops.
Everybody should have a
Don't let
trifold
this
in
government
your
and this media
car.
manipulate you.
If you
Your
watch
biggest
CNN,
problem are the cops.
Fox News, MSNBC, OWN, if you watch any of these networks, they're all propaganda. None of them are truth. They all have what they're trying to accomplish by getting you to believe lies. The only real media
is going to come up and
is us.
want your license, your
We are the media.
registration, and proof of insurance.
We're the real media. They're not the media.
I don't mean to talk. I just
Those are propagandists. That's state-run media to get you to believe what they want you
He's
to
going
believe.
to want those three things right away.
You should
And
have
so
the trifold
what I want
in
you to
your
do,
car.
I want you to have everything.
The
ready to
trifold,
go for the
exactly,
filthy
Herschel.
copper.
It's the military-industrial complex, which Herschel, that's what I'm talking about. I firmly, 100% believe,
above your visor,
100,000%.
Hand goes
I
on the seat
believe
over here
with
as you
all my
film.
heart
This hand goes up,
that the
grabs
military-industrial
trifold,
complex
your driver's license,
funded
registration,
this,
proof of insurance,
and that the
everything that you do with the
military-industrial
cops, you show the
complex
camera
did a
first.
false
So
flag
what's the first
attack
thing
on
you do when
Israel.
you see a copper?
I
You
believe
start recording
that
it
the
in your
people
hands,
involved,
in my
the
hands.
CIA
So you
and
film
the
like this,
FBI,
you hold your hands up in
they
the touchdown
orchestrated
position.
this attack on
Then
Israel.
when you copper
I
pulls
believe
you
that
over,
they
reach up, grab your
worked with
trifold,
real
your laminated
Hamas. They
driver's
worked
license,
with real
proof of registration,
Palestinian people
insurance.
who
Right there,
are
cop
being
says,
oppressed and
hey,
living in a
can I get your
concentration
driver's
camp.
license, registration, proof of insurance? You
And I
pull it
believe
down
that they
and
hyped
you
them
hand
up
it to
with
him.
both
There it
money
is.
and suggestion,
Now he has my license, registration,
and then
proof of
they
insurance.
orchestrated
He says,
this
hey, where are
attack
you
on
going?
Israel, on innocent Israeli citizens who did not deserve to be slaughtered. They are not
Perfect.
the evil
Now
government
you grab your
that
trifold out the top,
Netanyahu is.
You point at the trifold where it
And
says,
now
I plead the
Netanyahu's going to
Fifth
be a
Amendment.
hero because he's
You show
going
it
to
to
kill
the
all those
cop and you
people
say, I plead the
and
Fifth
turn
Amendment,
off
officer.
the water for 2 million people. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that's wrong. Put a 2 in the chat if you think it's right. I just want to know, how many people think it's wrong to turn off the water for 2 million people? Put a 1 in the chat if you think it's wrong. I mean, 1 for me, 1 for me all day. They didn't all do it. There wasn't 2 million people conspiring to go kill innocent Israeli people. There's not 2 million people doing that. It's a very small sliver of people who
I've
did
invoked
that.
my Fifth Amendment right. I showed it to the camera. This footage is going to go
And
to
now,
the
of
judge
course,
when I
what
sue
are we
you.
hearing on the news?
As soon as I hand him this,
on the fake
where are you
CNN
coming from?
network
Where are
and
you
the lying
going?
Fox News
Where are you
network? What are we
doing?
hearing?
Who'd you
This
take
was
when
a
you were in
complicated
left
attack
grade?
that took weeks, months,
Eat
or even
my
a couple
shorts,
years
copper.
to plan.
Stop harassing
No,
me.
it didn't.
I've already invoked
Not
my
if you're
Fifth
the
Amendment
CIA
right.
or
I
the
have a right to
FBI, not
counsel
if you're the
you're
one
gonna
giving the
question
money
me.
to the
You don't see my
Palestinian people.
lawyer here with me, do you?
It didn't take that long for them.
Here, folks,
They
welcome
already
back.
have the
Just a
plans.
few words about the
They
Fifth
already know how to
Amendment, in particular,
infiltrate
taking
Israel.
the Fifth or pleading
For
the
all
Fifth
we
when
know,
you go to court, for
Netanyahu was
example.
in on it.
There's a lot of facets to the Fifth
Netanyahu
Amendment, but
said,
in
how many
particular,
Israelis are
focusing
going to
on
die? About
your
1,000?
right to basically shut your mouth. Effectively, and quoting
like
it
it.
directly.
I like it.
No person
Just
shall
make
be
sure you
compelled
don't kill
in
any of my
case to be a
family.
witness against himself. What the hell does that mean? It means shut your mouth.
The
because
world's a
law
very
says
sick
that you
place.
can't. When you are arrested, anyone ever
Give my
been arrested,
trifold, put it in
really
your car.
arrested?
It goes in
And
your
they
visor.
so-called
You do
Mirandizing.
not talk to
What
cops.
does the Miranda statement say?
You do not talk to
It
cops.
says you have the right to do
Unless
what?
you
have the
want to
right
end up
remain
being
silent. Why?
one of these people
Because
you
anything
see on the
say
news.
can and will
You
be
use the
used
trifold.
against you in a court of law.
Unless
That's
you
your
want
Fifth
me to be
Amendment.
running. So I'm going to
Anything
run
that you
another
say,
story about Anthony
they will find a way to
Allegrini,
work
most
it
likely
in
by Friday
to
or
use it
Saturday.
against you or someone
You
else.
guys can look forward to that on
Fifth
Saturday. I don't
Amendment
care if the
says
video is monetized or
because
not.
that
I'm putting it
can
out.
and likely
But
will
I'm going to
happen,
do another video
you
on
have a
Anthony
right
Allegrini
Greenie.
as a citizen to shut the hell up.
Just so you know, yesterday when I was talking to my brother-in-law about Anthony,
What's wrong with you?
It was just my brother-in-law and I talking.
You don't have YouTube?
In the kitchen. We were sitting down
TikTok,
talking.
You don't have Instagram,
and I
you
started
don't have Facebook,
talking about Anthony Allegrini. And I started crying right there in front of my brother-in-law.
They're going to bound you up like this. Your arm's going to be
Nothing makes me feel like a bigger wussy.
That guy
but at the same time,
about, don't talk to cops.
This kid's story has rocked me.
And now I'm going to the dungeon.
And that's our biggest problem right now.
Unfortunately,
is that the Philadelphia cops murdered this beautiful young 18-year-old guy, and they're getting away with it. That's our biggest problem.
That
don't get distracted.
You're a criminal. That pleading the fifth is something that
Hamas is not attacking us,
and nothing could be further from the truth. People, unfortunately,
Russia's not invading here.
Really don't understand what it is.
Don't be distracted by the media.
Because civics isn't
Don't be distracted.
I want people to learn. You don't talk to coppers.
I can't read it, but it says something like crying all the effing time.
Cop pulled you
yeah,
over,
I'm a pretty emotional guy. I cry a few times a week, to be honest.
You show your camera. I plead the fifth. You give the copper your little trifold. This is
I would say,
you say,
and I could say this with the utmost confidence.
It says it on the trifold. Cop says, "Can I search your car?" Sure,
I've never felt more confident and more based in what I'm doing with my life
It's on my trifold. United States versus Williams.
I've never felt this level of confidence when I walk around. Ever. I mean, I've been pretty confident for the past few years, but this level of confidence and maturity that I have now, to me, I'm the most enlightened I've ever been. I'm the most based I've ever been as a person. I'm the most empathetic and
Patrick
giving
denies the officer's consent
of
to
a human
search his
being
vehicle,
that I've ever been
consent, in order
in my
to
entire
search
life.
A car, an officer
I've
needs
never done
probable
more
cause
good
that you have
work
committed some crime
than I've done
other than the traffic
past
violation. But in this case,
So,
there is no
to me,
probable cause, and it appears as though
I'm
the
okay with
officer
crime.
extends the stop needlessly to wait for
I'm
a canine
so
unit. In the
I feel
Supreme Court
so
case
confident
of
in
Rodriguez
who
v.
I am as a
United
person
States,
and
the
what
court
I
held
do.
that unless police have reasonable
And nothing
suspicion of a crime,
is gonna
it
be
is
able
an
to change that.
unconstitutional seizure for them to extend a legal
I
traffic
help so
stop
many
in order
people,
to conduct
and I feel
a
so
dog
good
sniff.
about myself.
A freer sniff at a traffic
So,
stop is considered a search.
if I break
within
down
the Fourth
crying
Amendment,
over an
and that
18-year-old
requires
guy
probable
getting murdered by the
cause.
cops,
But the police cannot use a drug dog to obtain that probable cause unless
So
they
be it.
already have reasonable suspicion.
So be
The
it.
officer's authority to hold you up at your vehicle ends
At
once
least
their
I'm not
tasks tied
fake.
to the traffic stop
At least
are
I'm not
or
faking
reasonably
anything.
should have been
At
finished.
least I actually
and now, nearly 10 minutes
am in
later,
touch
the
with
canine
what's
unit
going on.
arrives.
and yeah, it affects me, and yeah, I cry. So,
What's your name?
Deputy what?
just talking about Anthony right now, and I just go back to seeing him dance as a little boy. It just has me effed up, to be honest with you. So listen, instead of me sitting here crying, go to my website right now and get your trifold. Get it in your car. Don't wait. Get this trifold in your car. Your biggest problem is still the cops. It is not what's going on in the wars. It is not the government distracting you. It is not. This is your biggest problem. Are these jackboot thug pigs?
Used to mincing
this
the
is
words
our biggest
you
problem.
use properly because they're trying to mince words with you to arrest
Anyway,
you,
I could sit here and
steal your
talk with you
car,
guys all
kidnap
day.
you, and
Anything else I
put you
didn't
in
cover?
a frickin' dungeon.
Look forward to
As
that
if we
Anthony
needed
Allegrini story
another
coming out
example
Friday, maybe Saturday.
To be quiet.
Got another story
when
coming
the
out.
cops are asking questions. Stop
And then,
saying anything.
just so you
Take
guys
the
know,
fifth. You have an
on-
unalienable right to be
let me see.
silent and to not incriminate yourself.
Tomorrow
Go ahead and use it.
morning.
And this is
I'll
just
be
one
going
example
live
where
tomorrow
when a cop
morning.
asks
You don't
a
want to miss
question,
tomorrow morning's live.
Be quiet.
I'll be going. So
Zip
it'll
your
be
lip.
about
Say
7 a.m.
nothing
Pacific
at all.
time, 10
Don't give
a.m.
him- you don't
East
have to
Coast
give him a
time
bad
tomorrow.
attitude. Don't have to
I'll be
cuss him
going
out.
live.
You definitely don't have to
don't
answer
wanna
questions.
miss tomorrow
One of the
morning's
first things he's
live.
going to tell you when he gets
Tomorrow
into
morning's live
get you into
is
custody,
gonna be
according to the
fire.
Miranda rights, is the
I mean,
very first thing.
fire.
You have the right. You have the
You guys are gonna get to see what a
unalienable right
constitutional
to
law scholar
remain
does
silent. If you don't
situations
use it,
where
it's
other
going
people
to work against
failed.
you.
Because
any word that comes out of your
you
mouth
just have to
will
be a
grabbed
scholar
by
in
the
what you
tyrant
do. You have to
officer,
look
and
up
it will be
everything. You have
used
to read
prove
everything.
that you're a
You
criminal
can't leave
and
any
that they are a
stone
hero.
unturned.
Listen to this.
So,
19. When was the last time
thank
you smoked
God
any
you're
weed?
retired, Templar. Thank God you're retired.
That's.
Oh, you can leave it up there, Templar. It's okay. I already saw it.
I don't know if that was the answer
retired law
to the
enforcement
question
all you
I
want,
asked.
man. Listen,
And I don't feel like
thank
it was
you for
truthful.
getting out of that. This is the reason why I don't wish death
There
on
we
people.
go. Okay, see, so
That's a retired copper?
So when
Great.
when
I
you're
hope
like,
you saw the light, bro.
let me think of an
I hope
answer.
you saw the light.
Because I get lied to for a living.
I'm glad
I
you're still
immediately
alive,
knew that you were
dude.
being
I don't wish you
knowingly
death.
untruthful.
I don't wish anybody death.
When was the last time you smoked?
I don't think killing people's the right answer.
Hours ago.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna give that to you there.
I don't think killing people is a good thing.
What's the percentage?
I think it's terrible.
Of your vape?
I think it's horrible.
Like super low, like I think it's like 65.
What's he saying? I've got THC in my system.
So Robert,
go ahead
you
and
didn't
test
get a
me because
trifold?
I'm
Listen,
going to be guilty.
Just so you guys know,
I wish that
spend
wasn't
an hour
true.
a day clicking
I
away
wish
free
this wasn't my
trifolds.
business.
So Robert, contact
really
me
wish
through
that
the
I had
website
no
if you need a trifold.
business.
I'll give it to you for free if you don't have any money, man.
Because
No
so
problem,
many
dude.
people didn't have to
No
worry about their
problem,
rights
no
being
judgments at
violated.
all.
Everybody
It just
has
takes
got
me
to have a
clicking my
trifold
finger,
in your car.
but I have a
You
list
have
of
to have a
100
trifold in
people
every
deep right
single
now
car
that I
that
just
you
am
have.
clicking,
Your
trying to
biggest
send out
problem
as
are
many
the
free as I
police in
can.
America.
If you guys can
You
afford
should
it,
have my
I'd appreciate if you could buy it. But if
trifold
you
in your
can't,
car.
I'll give it to you for free.
You
So
should
Robert,
plead the
shoot
fifth
me an email and put
immediately.
your name,
You
Robert,
should know
on the line.
every
I'll
single
remember you.
word
Dr. Donna
on
is
this
here.
trifold.
What's going
You
on,
should
Led?
learn
How
the
are
law
you?
and
Led
know the law.
Reeve.
You can
Good
get
to see you.
the
Michael
trifold
Dolan
on
is in the room.
DeLeteLaws.com.
What's going on,
Go to
Michael? How are you, man?
DeLeteLaws.com. I have a $9
Randall, how are
version
you?
that you
Scott,
print at
how are you?
home called a digital trifold, and then I got one I sell for $30 that comes on this fancy ass paper, and then I give you the
Scott,
sparkly wad rubber band.
Stick
and you
around,
keep
bro.
everything in
Maybe
there.
you'll get it. Maybe you
Everybody
won't.
should have a trifold
But
in your car.
If you can figure me out,
your
bro,
biggest problem
let
are
me
the
know
cops.
and tell me what I'm about, and then I'll see if I agree or disagree. But I'm not an attorney, Scott. I don't have any degrees. I went to college for 5 years. I didn't graduate.
How you deal with a copper because the
I just got
first
no-knock
thing the
rated in
copper is
2002.
gonna do,
And I started to research case law.
Want your license,
And pretty
your
soon when I started to do
registration, and proof of insurance.
podcasts with lawyers and stuff, they started calling me a constitutional law scholar. I adopted it because it's true. And you'll find that out this next week, Scott, because I'll be teaching constitutional law scholar when I get back to LA.
What I want you to do,
But right now I'm traveling a little bit. You guys are going to get to see that yourself. So tomorrow you'll get to see it.
A copy
You'll
of
get
your
to see
driver's
what I'm
license
doing
front and back,
on my
your
travels.
insurance and
So I
registration
look forward
card.
to
Put
it.
it on a
Mike, what's
laminated
going
slip,
on?
and it goes
What's
inside
going on?
your trifold above your visor. Use the touchdown position. Hand goes on the seat over
What
here
is
as you
going
film.
on over there?
This hand goes up. Grabs
At
the
National
trifold,
Radio, what
your
is
driver's
going on?
license,
Citizen
registration,
Broadcast
proof of insurance.
Cooperative, what's going on?
Everything that you
Good
do
to
with
see
the cop,
everybody.
you show the
Good to
camera
see
first.
everybody.
So what's the
So
first
good.
thing you do when you see a
Extra
copper?
crispy.
You start recording.
Extra
your hands,
crispy.
Look at my hands.
So
Extra
you film
crispy.
like this. You hold your hands up in the touchdown position.
I better go
Then
grab
when
that
the
bad
copper
chicken.
pulls you
Ah!
over, reach up,
All
grab
right.
your trifold,
Anyway, listen.
your laminated driver's license.
Enough
proof
of the
registration,
superficial.
insurance.
I'm going to get the
Right there,
flock
cop
out of here.
says,
Thanks for coming
hey,
to my TED Talk.
Can I get your driver's license,
And just
registration, proof of insurance? You pull
do
it
some
down
research.
and you
You know,
hand it
just
to him.
just
There it
just
is.
take a look
Now
at
he
it.
has
Take
my
a look at
license,
the
registration,
reason
proof of
why
insurance.
that
He
attack
says, hey,
happened,
where are you going?
and then question how an unsophisticated group of people attacked a very sophisticated defense
Perfect.
system
Now
and were
you
able to
grab your
infiltrate it
trifold out the
extraordinarily
top, you
easily.
point at the trifold
That
where it
has
says,
to
I
make
plead
you
the
question.
Fifth Amendment. You show
And
it to
I
the
think
cop
it was
and you
our
say, I plead
government,
the Fifth
to
Amendment,
be
officer.
honest. What do we find out? We always find out later, 9/11. A lot of us here believe it was the CIA. Moon landing where there's a camera outside of the capsule and it shows them exit the capsule.
You don't want to put yourself
I saw that when I was a kid and said, how'd they get the camera outside the capsule? So I knew back then I was a critical thinker, and I still am. All right, I'll get the flock out of here. Thanks for coming, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Listen, get over to the website right now. Get yourself a trifold. Don't wait. Get the trifold in your car. If you get the digital one for $9, you can print out 10 copies and put one in each car. Give one to your girlfriend.
As soon as I hand him this,
I don't care.
Where are you coming from? Where are you going? Where are you
I didn't start a
doing?
trifold business.
Who'd you date
Ended
when
up
you
being
were
a
in 11th
business.
grade?
But I did this so
my
that you would
shorts,
not talk to
copper.
cops.
Stop harassing
Do not talk to
I've
cops.
already invoked my Fifth Amendment
Don't
right.
talk to
I have
cops.
a right to
I'm out of here.
counsel if
See
you're
you
going
guys
to
next
question me.
Later,
You don't see my
Gators.
lawyer here with me, do you?
Hey folks, welcome back.